find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. They're now all tied up 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. We're rocking that 35 round. See that we have Vague pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo, sure enough. With that push from the backside, finds Jazz.
Licença, Tocinha! Pofo! Botão no cofrinho do Libs! Pofo pra cima do Delzinho! Double pofo do craque! Faz clique aí, meu chat! Você tá no YouTube, faz o clique da jogada!
Tomara tá. Um som morto.
Vou cravar cima, crava esquerda, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem real. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que botar na
Pode ver agora, calma, segura.
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god. We've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. Shooting quick in with the side of Nova. Dave doing it.
People see, there is one A now.
Oh my! Chris, he's all one. War. Where you at, homie? I know you're in a typical sniper in this area, but right now you were just sniping. With an 80 was close. Lucky. Get headshot. Costco, throw the smoke. Get it too, homie! We got a 1v1!
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
Except was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make this.
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem Misa coming through. What's that? Is that the kilo? Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Kells finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kind of nuts with the kilo, bro. I have been. Found herself on that Sparrow shot, but the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, brick stuff! Well, it was looking good for a minute there for the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrows is pushed back up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone
Welcome back, my name is Diana and I'm your host for today's games as usual. As you can see, today we don't have Gilmania with us, but we are very happy to have Zim as our special co-caster. with Verdict today. So I'm actually very, very excited. I did saw you guys both casting a couple of days ago, you together, and it was much fun. And I'm actually very excited to be here hosting the games that you guys gonna co-cast. So because we didn't really talk before, Zim, how was your day?
It's good, it's good. How's your day, Diana?
Oh, my day was actually awesome. It's currently 9 p.m. It was a great day actually, but you know what? Today is gonna be an awesome day because we're gonna have a banger series, as Verdict used to say, right? And because I was mentioning the series, Verdict, can you tell me, can you go over the standings from last week?
Yeah, standings
this week,
actually.
actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
standings from this week. Tuesday we saw
Yeah.
some pretty dominant performances. Right now at the top of the chart, it's going to be 117 Not Found. They're going to be sitting up top 40 points, but they did not play today. That means anything can happen here in this Mobile Mayhem day number 3, week number 2 series. Icemont right there with 35. They're going to chance to tee off against one of the stronger opponents today. Be interested to see how that one pans out. Animus coming through with a hot and heavy 2-0 against their opponents on Tuesday, lands up at 20, as well as with Enigma, FA Ducks, and Kings. Rounding out the top 7 is going to be the 31ers with 5. Everybody else will be sitting on the Donut Club.
From this week actually, for some reason I thought today is Tuesday, but today is Thursday. So yeah, definitely I'm actually very excited for today's game. So Zim, can you go over the schedule of today's games?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so first up, we're gonna have Animus versus Shark. I'm sorry, not Shark. The Ducks, right? For Agent Ducks, this is Yaya, Creed, Faints, Neil, Veer versus Marvel, Shark, Balance, Gutila, Narcs. Very interesting matchup. We got 2 top teams, reformed a little bit from the previous year's rosters, but really good teams nevertheless. After we see these games, we're gonna go on ahead and take a peek at Kings versus Icemont, challenger team. They just came out. They picked up Zaka from a separate team. I think Sonic Club was it. So that'll be a pretty good matchup. Spy is listed as a sub for that. It's pretty interesting. And after that matchup, we'll have Enigma versus Zidium. And then after that matchup, we'll have Mobility versus 31ER. So good matchups for today. Today will be a really strong showing for the region of Europe. Some mix-ups. We'll have nice matchups for the point standings today.
Verdict, what do you think, which game is gonna be the highlight of tonight?
That's a great question. I think we start today off with a banger of a series. This is going to be a testament to both teams, as you know, we've gone through Austromania and EU, and FA Ducks is basically a reskin from Nova plus and minus a few, as well as Animus still being that stamina roster from last year plus and minus a few. I think Animus certainly have the potential to close that series out in a 2-0 fashion, but I'd be interested to see what FA Ducks brings to the table. Kings and Icemont, I think, is going to be one of the most underrated matches of the day, and I'll tell you why. Icemont came out of Challengers, and bro, let me tell you, they're second in the standings for a reason. This team is not a team that you can just come in and overlook. They're not a team that you think you can just walk over and not prepare for. If you didn't prepare for this matchup, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. So our second series of the night, in my opinion, is going to be one of the better matches of the day. But I still feel like our highlight series, I mean, it's easily going to be Animus and Ducks.
How about you, Zim? Which matchup you are expecting to be the highlight of tonight?
I mean, my favorite one, just from looking at the run of show, is going to be the Animus and the Ducks matchup. Personally, a top team, one that I had the pleasure of working with a little bit last season and getting to meet all of them at Stage 5. I'm always rooting for Animus to do well, and I'm also rooting a lot for Kings to do well, so I'm going to look forward to that second matchup. But for this first one, I think this is going to be the best one of the day entirely.
Yeah, Verdi, can you go over the maps?
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at the best of 3 here as we started off a little unorthodox manner. It's going to be Hacienda Hardpoint. One of my favorite maps to see in competitive play. People will say it's a hit or it's a miss. I feel like it's well-rounded on all 3 game modes. So to get to see it here in Hardpoint to open up this series, again, this is like testing your grounds for Hardpoint victories. Hacienda is a wide open map, and you really got to have that teamwork all the way down to a T in order for those rotations to be on point. We're going to head over to Standoff, good night. Standoff Search and Destroy for game number 3. If we don't go the distance, it is going to be the Summit of Control now. Raid and, I know you're happy about this one, Raid banned by Animus. They already know what's up, as well as Firing Range banned by FA Ducks. And Deanna, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that we get to see, or we don't get to see, Raid in this series?
I'm very happy, as you can see. I'm very happy. No, Raid is not my favorite map, as you guys know that. And banning Raid is a win, in my opinion, you know? It's a win already. But yeah, I'm actually very excited for the first game. Obviously, Animus versus FA Ducks. I'm actually excited to see Hacienda Hardpoint. We don't really get that much to see Hacienda Hardpoint. And also some of Control Summit. I really love Summit, and I really love Control Summit overall. So I'm actually very excited for this matchup.
I think you're absolutely right. I think this series has potential to go to the game 3, but again, it's basically about what FA Ducks can bring to the table. I know Zim was talking about meeting these guys in person. They're all characters. They're all great. In IRL, things are just like... You get to see these players play, but then when you meet them in person, you get to chop it up with them. I think I spent more time with the EU players and the NA players than I did anything amongst being in Raleigh, Zim. I don't know if you could, echo me on that one, but I think we spent a lot of time in the lobby. It was good vibes. I mean, sure, we got a little outshined by some of the CDL pros and some of the casters that came through. We got a little bit of, starstruck by seeing Mayhem walk into the hotel lobby, but amongst everything, we just kind of hung out by ourselves and, just chilled. And I think we kind of owned that lobby, didn't we?
Yeah, we definitely did. We got to spend lots of time with people, all of the tournament competitors, the casters and stuff. I know I hung out with Shift and a whole bunch of other guys, a whole bunch. But yeah, we got to spend a lot of time with Europe because they had a lot more standing around to do than North America.
Wow.
So.
Damn, he's starting off early, chat. He just said EU was shit, chat. You guys gonna take that?
But no, like all jokes aside, the European guys they're all a pleasure, and it's great to watch them play.
I'm just a little bit jealous, guys. Just a little bit jealous. Just a little bit jealous that you guys had the chance to actually meet with each other. That's actually amazing. Obviously, hopefully, maybe this year, I'm gonna have a pleasure to meet you guys all because I'm a big fan of all of you. So yeah, definitely.
All right, well, I think we're about getting geared up for that first series. Deanna, I think you're going to be joining us back after this. I just saw everybody pop into the lobby. Beer, we're going to have to actually change that profile picture, homie. I'm sorry, I'm not going to discriminate, but that one has got to go, homie. Like, we've seen some, kind of controversial pictures. That one probably takes the cake. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. He didn't even have to get kicked. He knew what was up.
All right. To say though.
Yeah. I had to say it, but yeah, we don't need chat any more than they already are. Yeah, a little more excited than usual, right? All right, we're gonna get kicked off for this first series. We're gonna be joined back by Deanna after this one. Thank you. Basic is better than that. Zim, breakdown. Animus looked damn good, or Stamina looked damn good in stage 5. Raleigh, they look even better person, let me tell you, man. Those guys are gorgeous fellows. But today they got a challenge against this FA Ducks team. This is, again, a testing ground to see what this team's made of. Thoughts and over-under of this one going to a game 3?
Yeah, so Stamina or Animus, now that they've left Stamina, this has always been a team that I think has translated very well internationally. They play against everybody. They've got everything that you need. Every single position is filled by a top-tier player. It'll definitely be very interesting this time around watching Balance play on this roster as opposed to a Grizz. He was a very important player for them. He did a lot of pacing things for them that I just feel like Balance, he's just not the same kind of player. So in watching him and watching how Animus evolves eventually around him and that playstyle, it's going to be a treat to watch. But for the time being, we're going to roll into the matchup, Animus versus the Ducks. Animus is starting currently on the good side, what I would think is the good side for the Hardpoint Hacienda. We got the SKS up top, that's Marvel. Looking over a couple gunfights early. Nice wins by the side of Animus, and the kills currently going in favor of the Ducks, but Balance is going to start up with a 2-piece, and so far so good. Map control for Animus.
Yeah, map control for Animus, and surely what better way to fill the slot that Grizz left on this team than just picking up his loadout and running and gunning with it. 4 on board for Balance. As the hidden Prowler coming through with some hidden power of his own. Good night. P2 setups are already being made. It's 25 seconds left to go here in P1. So far, so good here for FA Ducks, but can't put your ducks all in one row. You got to make sure that you get the setup for this garage site. It's the biggest money hill on this map. It's actually literally the only money hill, but some very valuable hills on the rotations, though, as we see the journey here over towards the garage site. Right now, it is going to be Animus picking up the scrap time. Shark coming through the bottom side of the main stairwell. Creed loses a massive gunfight, and all is lost here on this rotation if Neil can't stay alive.
This next one's the big power 60 for this map. Hardpoint Hacienda, you're really going to be wanting to look at locking down those garages and those fence hills. But right now, Ducks has a nice pinch on the hill, and just as they got broken on that first exact wave, they're actually going to go on ahead and rebound and have a really nice anchor point to get down time. 48 seconds to go. Left on this hill, you've got the position, but the spawn is collapsing quickly. Marvel's going to get a 2-piece. Bounce is going to follow it up with another 2, and Gutila will get it. There goes a clean break. And, I mean, just like we said, both of these teams locking it up, chopping up the round, and Animus is right back on top. We've got 30 seconds left on transition. We'll go into this next hill. This last wave will probably determine who rotates. And Beer's going to get another nice entry frag there, and Ducks, I mean, they break it again, so it's just not clear on who's going to walk away with that big time, but for the time being, Ducks will take that 15. We'll go into another power 60 on this fence hill, and we'll see if one of these teams can actually get a nice foothold on the first wave.
Well, we said this was a money hill for a reason. Well, you know, we can just toss that out the window. In EU, everything is kind of, you know, unorthodox or weird or just crazy, and that one was a true testament of what kind of crazy can happen in a P2 site. Garage not locked down by either team. The advantage going to be back in favor of the FA Ducks, mightily heading over towards this P3 fence area. Yaya try to get some kills on the board and some hill time. He can't do either. He's going to get blasted. Shark going to win a big gunfight on the transition to the backside of the spawns. And Animus may not have gotten their value out of P2, but they are certainly getting it here early on in P3. Fences now 30 seconds into it. The deficit's going to be cut in half. Lee going to be handed back over to Animus. And with this is just a pure domination on this fence site. So far, so good for Animus. We'll see if Ducks can get a break here or a little bit of a contest. Because right now, they're kind of getting tossed into a blender. And this P3 site has been turned into a valuable rotation for Animus now, as they're going to be able to steer clear of a 30-point lead. And maybe even more rolling over to P4.
And that's why that fence is another strong anchor point for this map. You got 2 primary spawns, very easy to lock down, long lanes for you guys to go on ahead and make sure your SKS is shooting down range. Animus is currently in the lead by 40 points, but I want to highlight something real quick that doesn't get talked about too much, but I want to talk about the unique operators and who has what. And just taking a look real quick and see, Gutila has the claw. Most people in North America, where I'm primarily based from, would say that the Annihilator and that claw, those power operators, you want those 2 on your best players. And they've actually gone ahead and given Gutila that claw. And just from my experience with this team, looking at just the evolution of Gutila, going from a role player when he first initially joins to this Animus team now, he's really coming to his own, and he's 100% become a bona fide super duper star on this roster. He does so much of the work for him, and I'm really happy that they're giving him an operator that he really gets to show that talent off. But nevertheless, Animus is going to go on ahead and get a nice flip here. Good wave for the side of the Ducks. They're going to get a nice break in and follow up with a little bit of scrap time here as we transition back into P1.
All right, well, all is well here. It's a close one in Aussie end of the battle over to P1. Neil trying to peek the top side staircase, wins that gunfight, but his trade's bound as Animus going to be able to rack up a little bit of a lead after these first sets of hills. We're going to go ahead and join in for a quick listen in to see how the comms are sounding for Animus. As things are getting reset, we'll go ahead and see how the morale and the comms are for them.
Balance. Push, one more con.
I get upstairs.
One con. One con.
I got upstairs.
I'm watching the pizza. One pizza. Nice. I got side. Take side. Let's put top stairs. Connect the flash. On site, one shot. Normal. Va aider Shark. Pull, Gitcha. Je vais dans le flanc. Pull pushing Nas, super Nas. Va new, Nas. Fais la route. Il spawn sur toi, Nas. Il spawn Paints. Spawn Paints.
Je suis stun. Un drive-way, Max.
Let's go new. Connector Shark.
SKS drive-way.
Con. I don't know where. I'm gonna watch pool. I'm gonna hide pool.
Drive wood, drive wood.
Bottom stairs.
It's gonna be dead.
Menu Nars, vas-y, stack.
We don't have
Watch out, pool.
I'm gonna watch when I go.
As a coach, Zim, I've got to say, you've got to be joyed whenever you join the comms of Animus. They just seem and sound to be just absolutely on top of everything.
I absolutely love Animus's comms. It's something that drawn me to them initially last year. I mean, Shark is just an absolute leader in the comms. And he's the kind of guy that you want being very active, playing that sub role. He's always getting a whole bunch of time too, so you really want your guy on hill, letting your teammates know where they need to look. He reads the spawns very well. He's got a great sense for what's happening on the map. And Gutila as well. Again, you just see him kind of motivating a little bit, pumping guys up, making sure that he's getting active comms out. The entire team, top to bottom, they're saying exactly what they need to say. No extra stuff, no complaining, none of that stuff. And that's definitely what makes Animus convert really, really well internationally when they play in the stage 5s and they play in these international scrims.
Yeah,
on the other side too, I mean, we've got great team. We've got great guys on the other side. I got to listen to Nova at stage 5 calm a little bit because they had the practice room right next to us, and that's another team that has a really veteran team and a really strong set of communication. Creed faints in them. So for the time being, we're going on to a fence hill, another strong anchor point again. Animus has the same exact setup. There goes the EMP for Marvel. We're gonna have to see a nice wave from Ducks. Currently down 100 points. They need to break this. Marvel's gonna lose the front gunfight, and Animus is gonna clean it right up.
Yeah, they are. I mean, this one has gotten out of hand relatively quickly. You get to the reset, it was like 20, 30 points down. I scratched that. Right now it's 100 points and more. As we're looking to close this one out, Animus are just taking a lead and running away with it. It's looking like another lockdown on the fence site. Veer trying to get his foot there. Ain't no way in hell this is happening, he says. The side of Animus just locking down the fort. Creed winning a big gunfight. The flicks are crispy there. This is what I want to see. A little bit of a fight back, a little bit of contest here in P3. Fences has been a nightmare for Ducks. They have not had any success on this hill, and it does not look like it's going to happen here. Well, maybe just for the scrap time, but what's 5 seconds to 2:30, right? Big P4 rotation being made now. Only one player here for Animus, 2 players there for the Ducks. But here comes the breach from the top side, the bottom actually of Office. Marvel winning a huge gunfight. And yet again, we are in the blender for Ducks. Animus looking to tuck this one away, Zeb. Ain't no way we see a comeback on this one.
Animus has good side with the operator coming through. There goes the claw for 1. Another 2-piece there by Narcs. And now, if you're the side of Ducks, you're in a really terrible position. You're coming from the bad side. You've got operators funneling this tight area here. The Holger's looking down range. A couple entry gunfights are going to be needed, but Gutila's stopping that with his Holger. And there it goes. That's 250 to 104. And that is going to be the win for the side of Animus. Now, the other thing, and it's cool to see that it's happening in this region too, but a little unfortunate for the teams that have to play against already formed teams. Animus didn't really make very many changes. Like, yes, Grizz is not playing, but Balance, he was their substitute. He has a very good understanding of what they wanted to do all season long, and although his playstyle is not exactly the same, the rest of that team is incredibly veteran, and they're going to make sure that they play well around whoever that 5th player is. On the other side, this other team is filled with a player, Yaya, who hasn't played an entire season, just like Shark. Creed, who came from a Nova team. Veer, I believe he stopped playing after stage 3, faints as well. And then Neil as well, who's coming off of that Nova team. It's going to take some time for the Ducks to get used to each other. Maybe not this season. We'll see them like super top of the standings, but if this roster sticks together, this is definitely a team where in the seasons that come, we can see them being a top 2, top 3 seed and doing really well in these matchups. It'll take time for most teams to really play well and play up to a team that already has all of their stuff together. They have the advantage of that. Just like in North America, LG, they were signed for 2 years, so they don't have to make any changes. And as other teams change around them, they got to play a little bit of catch up. So look for Animus and LG in these respective Western regions to really have a nice head start ahead of the time, and for other teams to really have to figure things out quickly.
No, you're
but
absolutely
regardless,
right.
that was a strong game for Animus, and going into the search, there's no reason that Animus should lose this.
No, you're absolutely right. But I mean, there's pros and cons to being signed to a 2-year deal or having a little bit more of a vetted. One of the pros is you don't have to work out the kinks in chemistry. One of the cons, I feel, that is the ceiling has already been set. You know what I'm saying? Like the limit to which you can get better because you're limited to playing with the players that you've been consistently playing with. And I'm not saying that the ceiling isn't high for this Animus team, but at the same time, the threshold, it can't be much higher than what we saw last year. I mean, Shark brings a certain element to a team, but is it going to be enough to be a game changer in a stage 5 scene? Are they going to be able to close it out in stage 4 like they did last year? It wasn't an easy job, but it got it done, and they made it look good. We get to stage 5, and then there's a little bit of uncertainty. Of course, there was all kinds of technical issues. We all dealt with it. We all felt it. We all seen it. We all, you know, had to deal with it. But at the same time, this FA Ducks team, you mentioned, they had potential to go high. Time just wasn't of the essence in that Hacienda, though. I mean, we got the time on the first or second set of hills. That P1 was a game changer. Rolling into P2, the Ducks couldn't be found. I mean, the hill was obviously the focus, but the gunfights, not there. And those transitional kills that we saw the side of Animus just consistently pick up throughout the entirety of that game continue to be a problem that Ducks could not resolve. So we're going to head over to the Search and Destroy on standoff. Comms were juicy and spicy. I'm hoping we get a game 3 so we can get some jump-ins for, or listen-ins for the side of Ducks. But it could end here, Zem. Let's say Gil.
It could 100% end here again. This is a stage 5 team with one player missing in Grizz. Strong S&D map for them. But they're actually going to have the advantage of also being on defense. So, tall hill to climb for the side of Ducks. But Neo, one of the best snipers in Europe. Followed up by Veer as well. He's running that second sniper. He's a back-to-back European champion at one point. Take a look at Yaya and Creatus. They're posted up watching the alley right now. Not too much happening, but we got Marvel getting a nice pick onto Neo in the top market area and Balance in a really nice position, top granny. He's going to get caught off by the two snipers.
Oh boy.
He's going to get a really nice two-piece there, and that's going to open up the entirety of the map. If I'm Ducks now, you got your kills mid-map and you got your kills in the back of the blue site. Just take this bomb, plant it B. Don't even work towards that site.
Oh,
like
ego.
Just thinking about it.
Yep.
And Marvel
Yeah.
gets a 3 PC. I mean, he's gonna punish him for it. You gotta look at where you're getting those kills.
God.
Marvel is just absolutely going to punish them for it, and
Yeah.
you've got to look at where you're getting the kills and take what you got.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like, hey, you know, you got the number advantage. Granted, it's only by 1. What do you do with it? And lo and behold, the call that you made was to go B. Why? Because you got the kills that cleared out that area. Wrong.
Right.
You ego it. You try to push it up the front of street, outside of the courtyard, outside of Broken, right in Marvel's land. And Marvel, what does he do? He just holds down the fort. He's looking for the ace. He's got 4 on board. Feints in a 1v3, getting shots on 2 players. Well, make it 1 now as I saw Narcs actually eating bullets, but I saw Shark actually disappear into the deli. They've got him surrounded. This one's 10 seconds left to go in the round. It ain't happening. Bomb is in his hands. He can't get any kind of traction onto this B site, and you still got Marvel who's rapping for the flank. He's going to chalk this round, and that is going to be a very well-played round by the side of Animus. Marvel looking for that ace. He's not going to find it this time around. He said, "You're not putting me on a clip, bro." It ain't happening. But a big answer back from the big man in Marvel. Bro is literally tall IRL, guys. He's like 6'4". He's a massive fella. And that presence over at the A site, nobody could pass to the middle of the street.
I think this is one of the characteristics as we just see really 2 quick kills from the side of Ducks from both of their snipers, Neo and Veer. You kill Kutila and Marvel. Shark's going to get a nice trade into Creed. And again, another strong setup from the side of Ducks with the early gunfights, but they're continuing to just run rampant on this bomb site where you're running into Shark. He's going to punish that on this head glitch, but we have a bomb flank right now. Feints is coming up from behind. He's got a really nice opportunity to get a 2-piece there as Yaya is going to get 1 as well. And Balance on the statue. He's going to make quick work of 1. It's Balance versus Feints, but Feints has the advantage of being on the bomb site. Balance has that switchblade. Feints has a really nice mid-range gunfight weapon. Balance is prowling on the fence. Is going to have a quick slide right here. Who's going to win it?
Good play.
And he's going to get the nice timing onto Feints. I mean,
he's going back to Yaya. Look, he's going right back to Yaya. I knew.
Body shots. I love that. I love that.
Oh boy, Balance. Look.
I like it.
At some point, they probably call Balance like, "Hey, you're not worthy, homie, and we're gonna make you. We're gonna make you pay in the search." He clutched that, and boy, did he get the last laugh. He did that. Yeah. Go ahead and clip it. Put that one on Twitter. That was worth talking about.
He did that.
Oh man, Animus
2-0
filling
lead for
themselves.
Animus.
Yeah, 2-0 lead for Animus. Balance coming through with the body shots, the clutch, and a hell of a play for him. I look, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was kind of rooting for the Ducks there. They had a good setup. Faints had a good collapse. They got 2 big kills. They needed to just take down Balance, but Balance, it was an easier job said than done. Sure, they made him pay. Opening round, or next round up, is Narcs finding the first blood, and the sniper talent is running rampant here in standoff. Zim, things not looking good for Ducks. They are playing it very, very reserved. And just look at Balance, man. He's getting a little big for his britches, and he's continuing to shoot by. Oh hell!
I suppose this is what you got to do if you're a Balance. I keep coming back to you're replacing Grizz. This is no small player to replace, but you can't be him to really make this team special this season. You have to come up with your own characteristics. You have to be distinguishable in your own way, and maybe over the course of the season we see Balance become a little bit of an enforcer for the side of Animus. Maybe puts a couple extra shots on a couple bodies, gets into people's heads, and maybe talks a little bit of garbage. I don't know if you've watched the like a lot of English football games, but I believe Balance is an Englishman, and they get to talking over there. So maybe that's a skill he can translate over to COD Mobile's. Faints is gonna get a nice shot onto Shark off of the bomb site heady. Gutili here on the site. He's gonna have 2 in front of him. Faints gonna get another one onto Narcs, and he's by himself here. He's got the Deagle. Not gonna convert it. But before this round, a characteristic that the West needs to get away from, the entire West, North America and Europe, LATAM in particular, but LATAM's a little bit more polished in S&D, specifically Brazil. We got to get away from this idea that a lot of maps are singular bomb site maps. Like Standoff is not a map that we see a lot of beat conversion. We said that Ducks was struggling a little bit as Animus is hitting a whole full mid hit, but a lot of these rounds they're actually getting that first blood, and they're just not choosing the right space to exploit. So if we work on that a little bit, I think that they'll have a really nice game mode for themselves. Narcs is going to get a nice kill onto Yaya in the backside. Have a nice engagement there from Creed onto the back, but the entire push is happening into market. They're about to get swallowed as Neo is by himself left in the market with a sniper. He's going to get Shark hit markered, and it's just Creed in the spawn.
It is there. 1v5. Tall order to ask of Creed. One of the former kill champions in Stage 5 performances. Not this year, not this time around. I believe he holds the record for most kills in a Stage 5. Granted, it was on, a different time where we did not have a LAN event. Still a very, admirable stat to boast about. We need to see that Creed back into competitive play. It's been a while since I've seen him kind of fried. I think we've had that conversation. If we gets back to being refocused and reorganized and, back to being truly motivated, we might see a different ballgame. Right now, it's Neo opening up with the first blood. Hit over towards the A site. They've cleared the site effectively. Cathella's going to get dropped. Veer going to be able to open up with one as well. And now the shoe's on the other foot. Shark in a 1v5, but this bomb going down. It is certainly going to be time as well as 5 hungry Ducks players who desperately need this round to stay in this game.
You can never do wrong with a trusty A hit if you have all your utility and a nice setup there as Shark is by himself in the boxes area. Looking for it, he's got a kill onto Fates. He's just barely going to miss it, but he's about to get swallowed in the market area. The Deagle's going to come out. We're going to have to see the reload soon if he has a chance. But he'll take the frontside chow and he'll fall 1 versus 5. And Animus will lead 3-2 on the map. So far so good. We're on the defense, we're converting rounds, but on offense, your target round is 3, 2 or 3. Then you go into the defense where you'll have the advantage of making the other team dictate the pace. Here comes the utility again, and why not? Let's go right back to it. We got Creed right in the middle there. He's going to get a nice trade onto Narcs, or onto Balance. Narcs will trade it out. Shark will get a nice 3-piece there. There it goes. Bombs down on the statue area. There goes Yaya. Can't turn around and convert the gunfight in the broken area, but Animus is going to make quick work of that frontside push. 4-2, now we're switching sides, and we'll see how Ducks actually does on the defense.
Yeah, that play would have worked if we weren't playing against Animus, is what I would say. You hit them one time, they're going to retaliate with another hit for themselves, and that was an appropriate answer as we get the flip sides. Now it's the attack strats coming through for the side of Animus. The bomb's already made its way up. Site's going to be given away for free, and I kind of like this approach. Neo going to be able to get the nade shot down that's going to prevent this bomb from going down as well. As you can see, it's the bomb's not planted. It is glitched to where it shows that the A side is open and that it is being planted. It has not. Marvel going to be able to return fire. And that A side hit that was free as all get out now turning into a little bit of a problem. We are going to see Godzilla, who hasn't been able to pick up a kill this round, or this game yet, still going to be killless. Creed going to come through with a massive two-piece. And that could be it. 2 players left standing. Bomb's been planted. Now it's all about the defense. Shark and Narcs now trying to hold off the force. Here comes Narcs. Holding the bomb. Hetty is good for 1, but Feint's going to be able to take down Shark as well as Narcs. And a really, really great played retake here as the 5v5, well, it was a 4v5, ensued. Hell of a play there for Ducks to get back into the driver's seat in this game.
Absolutely. Creed had a great flank on the map there. You got a 2-piece there in the market area. And then we saw Feints wrap it up with another 2-piece on the other side too. We're quick to forget about Feints, but Feints is easily one of the best in all of Europe with that sniper and with that gun. We'll see Tactician flashes go out, preemptively worrying about this full-on A smash that Animus is going to go on and try to approach, but the bomb is going down. We got a full retake setup here. We'll have to keep an eye on Shark here as Marvel gets a nade on the back alley. He's going to get a nice one there. One more left for Shark, but he'll quickly try to run away and regroup with his team. On the other side, we'll see Yaya enter the site, but the full front smash for the side of Animus is going to convert all of that space, and now you've got both flanks completely secure. Shark knows that there's one guy left in the spawn here. He's looking around for him, but he's going to get read there by Creed. Creed's going to find him in the corner. And Creed now again in the same exact position. 18 seconds left, -5 for the defuse. Balances mid-map, he's going to miss the shot. Creed's going to light him up there. He's got to go if he wants a chance at winning this. Kutila's on the head glitch there, and he's going to get ripped off the heady.
Ooh! He played time, though, and that's all that matters. Does he have enough?
He might actually have it.
He actually might have it. Oh, he did it!
Oh, my God.
Creed, your God.
Creed.
That, look, I asked for a stellar performance. Rips Godzilla off the heady. Bro, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Godzilla's been struggling in this one. That round right there, it looked like he was coming back. He picked up 2 early on. No, Creed had other plans. He's sitting on double digits. 10 on board. We're all tied. Zim, this one's getting spicy. As we flip sides 2 rounds in a row, we see FA Ducks, the retakes. As messy, as sloppy as they get, they still get the job done now as the A-side hit, again, going to be given away for free. And if you're Animus, you got to adjust. I mean, you got to start looking for those opening frags. And as soon as I say that, it's Narcs who's going to be able to provide that one, an opening one for Fates getting dropped now. As bomb's going to go down, 40 seconds on the clock, the 4v5 retake. Can FA Ducks make it happen? Neil opens up with one, but Narcs quickly there to trade. Balance. Swinging in. Yaya. Shutting him down. This one is coming down to a 2v2, and I don't know how to call it. Oh, Creed.
Creed again is working in the middle part of the map there. He knows that it's Narcs left alive. The bomb is down. He knows that he can get the read. That's a sniper. Gonna check the boxes. Not gonna see anything, but Narcs is gonna expertly maneuver into the back. He's got a cheeky lineup, perhaps. He's gonna see Creed there, but Creed's gonna cross map, light him up a little bit. And Creed's not actually going to be able to win this round. Actually, he's gonna pick up the sniper rifle. He's gonna kill Narcs.
Oh!
And he will pick up the bomb site. I don't think he just finds it in time, but the bomb will blow up and Animus will escape there. But that's what you see on this round. The formula needs to be for Animus. It's that flank primarily that they're having a little bit of trouble with. They're not having trouble getting that entry frag or putting that bomb down. But when that flank collapses and you actually allow Creed and these guys to get up in the back and isolate Shark a little bit, they're able to convert a lot of map positions. As Shark is going to get a nice nade onto Yaya. That's a 5 versus 4. And we'll see if the snipers actually get put to work here as Marvel sees a guy on the tractor. Neo's going to take away balance. And Creed will take away Shark. That's a really, really key gunfight. He'll actually live. He'll take the top frag away from the side of Animus and he'll reposition himself to try to flip the map. 3 versus 3. And so far it looks pretty balanced.
Yeah, you can see the notion towards that back alley. They're looking for that flank pinch, right? They're looking for those players to funnel through and get taken down off the rip. And right now the rotation over is not favoring. Neil's going to be able to open up with one as well. It's 1:10 on the clock. Bomb's down. And it's a 2v3 player advantage in favor of the Ducks. Narcs trying to hold down the forces off onto the top market site. Marvel doing God's work, taking down Creed. He has been a menace in this search or destroy. And it's all coming down to 2 players apiece. 50 seconds on the clock. Got to make a motion towards that site. Neil holding down the line here on the back alley here, a secret. I think he has an idea that this bomb is landed right there on the ground, and this is going to give him some ample information. So Feints desperately needed to hold off this this rotation. The pinch is going to come through. He's got to play his life. We'll see if he can make it happen now. It's Narcs and Marvel making that rotation in, trying to get this bomb plant down. Feints is right there in the corner, shutting it down. Narcs, the last player alive. 20 seconds left to go. Can't hit anything through the tractor site, and it's Neil for the cleanup. Great approach, great defense, and a great lineup for Feints, as well as the collapse for Neil. Hell of a round there to even us back up, Sim.
And that's just the thing there. They don't know that Feints is on the bomb site. A little bit of a failure to go on ahead and clear that out. But again, that pinch. Neil knew exactly where the bomb was. They knew as soon as he got that notification that the bomb was picked up, they were working in that farm area. Gotila having a rough go at it. He's sitting at 2 and 8, but not just in the kill feed, also putting the rock down in a little bit of a compromising position. We're gonna have to see him improve a little bit in terms of putting the bomb down and where he's physically standing for Animus to actually have a chance to continue to win these games. We have Narcs looking over the middle of the map. Another full retake. Dux is very content with allowing this bomb site to go down and trying to work this pinch, as we're going to have a really big gunfight right here in the back alley. Feints versus Shark, and Shark's going to actually get the better of him right there. They're going to convert 3 kills, and it's just going to be Creed alive once again. Balance. It's going to go down, and Shark, Creed wants to knock him off a heady every single time. he just wants to absolutely punish him for sitting on that. But to no avail. Creed will lose that round, and Animus will go up to potentially match point. I believe we're still in the overtime rules. So target right now for Animus is 7. If we see a round win out of Dux, we'll go over to the overtime, where the sides will switch over and over until somebody wins by 2. So another defensive setup here and an aggressive mid push. There goes Beer. He's gonna get lit up in the middle, but here comes the fast change up here by the side of Animus. I love this B setup right here as Balance has a shotgun, or I'm sorry, the Bison. He's gonna make quick work on the street there, gather a lot of space, but the bomb should still be going down, and they haven't found Neil. Neil is top blue. He's in a really nice position. He's gonna get a kill onto Marble, but it's a 3 versus 1 now. Neil in the clutch situation versus Narcs, Shark, and Gutila. Gutila did God's work right there. He put the bomb down, holding down that deli area as Shark is on the prowl right here, but Neil's not too far away. He's got that sniper. He doesn't see Shark, and Shark's gonna catch him. And that's a 7-5. That's a 2-0 for Animus. And in a search that, I mean, you could argue should have been a little bit more one-sided towards Animus, but regardless, they walk away with the W, and that's all you need in the league. But some good things out of the Ducks there. You see that Creed is obviously still a superstar in Europe. You got some nice flashes of brilliance from Feints there. If they can just work on putting together that respawn, and maybe we get a little bit more time under Yaya's belt to come back and really and find some stability, could be a dangerous team the rest of the season.
No,
definitely has to be a playoff team, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's a world that we see this team not make it into top 6, regardless of what happens. This was just a hell of a search and destroy performance after kind of getting butchered in the hard point. You know, you get tossed in a blender so many times around, you know, morale goes down. Creed was amped for this surge, and it showed. He was egoing everything. He picked up 17 kills in an absolute beauty of a game. Hold on, I'll get that on camera as we take it back to the host, Deanna. I know that you're excited to talk, but look at this. Zem's here to brag about the SC Stamina jersey.
Hold on. I got another one.
Oh, boy. I got one, too, but it is like... Oh, damn, you got the Marvel one? Jealous. I'm upset now.
This one too. I got another one.
God, how did you get all? So no wonder nobody got anything from Animus or Stamina.
I got all of them, man.
Zem got all of them. I got mine without names on the back, and I know for damn sure Deanna is like, she is upset. I mean, I could see it in her face. She is physically distraught, and she hadn't even seen it on stream yet.
Yeah, I did that. I was like, what we were talking about, and then you said another one. I was like, wait, clips? What? And then you said, oh, I don't have just one. And I'm like, okay. I'm looking forward to actually say it. I'm again jealous, I could say.
They're great. But yeah, I mean, Animus, an excellent team. They're going to walk away with a 2-0 there, and we're going to look to see more of that from Animus. We'll see them actually continue to expand their map pool too. That was something that we saw them have a little bit of a limitation last season on. their map pool selection. But just from this matchup alone, we saw Hacienda from them, a very, very strong and polished Hacienda. That'll come along from going to a stage 5 where a lot of those teams are very, very good and capable of playing that map. And we also saw them throw down a really, really, really strong Slums as well. So if this team continues to develop their map pool, they're going to be very, very dangerous just to deal with in draft alone.
Oh, just a look on Deanna's face. She looks. Oh man, I mean, I saw chat catch up, and I was like, I gotta catch Deanna's face because I feel so horrible. Zim, you should mail her one of those jerseys. You've got way too much stamina here, and she has 0. All right,
Exactly.
we gotta make something happen.
How about I send you the limited edition NYSLM never will happen again?
Oh, I'd send you my jersey,
man.
but mine is huge.
I got
bro. I can't even wear it,
I got a
bro.
couple extra.
You got a couple extra?
I got like 10 of those, 10 bags of those or whatever.
Of
I
what?
They're like 2.
Of the NYSL ones?
The NYSL thumb sleeves. They're pretty
Oh,
good.
the thumb
man. They're
sleeves.
really
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, well, okay. You know, guys, my birthday is Saturday. Just
Saturday.
A reminder.
Yes.
So if you guys
Saturday.
want to send me Animus, a jersey, Animus, you know, just saying, because I've always been a fan. I'm just saying, nah, I'm joking. But yeah, I will accept it though. You guys send me one. But yeah, so I think like I usually do the breakdown of the game, but I feel like Zim already did it very good, and I'm not gonna interfere to it, right? Because he actually did it, right? He talked about how the hardpoint was, and so on. After it, I'm gonna say a couple of words about the S&D, and then we can take a break if it's alright.
Yeah, knock it out.
Okay.
Zim can't have everything. Okay.
I can't.
Exactly, you can't have the
I
jerseys
can't.
and to talk about the breakdown and to cast them. Okay, give me some things.
I gotta
to
do
do.
it. I gotta do it all, man. I gotta make my $100 worth. Let's get.
But yeah, we started with a good defense side for Animus, as you guys see, as said at the beginning, and Marvel actually picked up 4 kills. If you remember that 4 kills were actually insane. I was actually very excited to see an ace, but it didn't really happen. And then the first round and the second round had a good control for Ducks, right? They tried to get a better control, but they couldn't actually execute it, as you guys said. Actually, Animus getting a couple of rounds in their favor. And before we switch side, we had a 4-2-2, right, in favor of Animus. And Ducks were actually struggling, even if Creed had a couple of good moments during the previous 6 rounds, right? He picked up a lot of kills, therefore he actually finished with 17 kills. I think like he was the one who was leading the lobby. Okay, after we switched side, as I said, 4-2 in favor of Animus. The defense round looked better a little bit for the side of Ducks, getting actually 2 rounds in their favor, make the game actually tied, right? But after that, Animus started to actually pick up a better control, pushing faster actually and getting early kills and good rotations, and therefore they actually picked up 2 fast rounds and got the win. And on the side of Animus, Sharp was the MVP who actually had 13 kills, but then Creed was just running around and getting the kills where it was needed. But yeah, overall, this was the first matchup of tonight. We're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna have also a word from our sponsor, Gorilla and Code Mobile, and we're gonna be right back. welcome back. We sure had a short break to catch our breath, right? And take a little bit of the look. Take a little bit of look. I can't. Okay, I can't say it in English. I can't. Okay, I give up. Okay, I'm not gonna say it in Romanian because that's worse. But yeah, we took. Okay, you know what? We watched the schedule. Okay, we just checked the schedule. Oh my bad, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna be right now. That's what. Yeah. We are ready to have the second game of tonight. That's gonna be Kings versus Iceman. And the verdict. Do you have any prediction until I'm gonna try to find my English?
All right, while she's finding her English, I'm gonna try and find thoughts to put into words that are gonna, paint us a picture for this next series. As Kings come through, and you look at the roster, this should be like a walking 2-0 for them. But this Iceman team, I'll continue to say it, they're completely overlooked in this EU region for quite a few reasons. They're made up of a bunch of people who we're not very familiar with. Players, besides J-Say and Snooze, I don't think have played in Mobile Mayhem or any other major events. So I think this roster collectively puts together some pretty damn good games. Hardpoints, the transitions of their Zim, the holds are looking pretty damn solid. They could arguably put up one of the biggest fights against Kings and make it difficult in rolling into this best of 3. I mean, with us looking at the map selections, this game 1 could be a decider on what we could see in this series and what could evolve to be a great COD Mobile team in Iceman.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be the start of a nice up and coming roster in the side of Europe. The only other team that I can recall that I saw come up from largely nothing was that what was that other team last season with Kree on it? It was Kree and
Zidium. Or
yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys, like they really took the region by storm. But taking a look at Mont, I see a familiar name there. I see Zaka from the Challengers. He was on Sonic Club, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
He was a really good player for them, and we'll actually see how they do on this Hardpoint Summit. But like you said, this team, I mean, it's just disgusting all around. You've got Grizz, you've got Raid, you've got Rasmo, who had himself a really nice stage 5. You've got Onor. I mean, everything I hear about Raid is that he's like arguably the best player in Europe. We got a guy on this team that's not even playing right now because of whatever the reason is, in Spy, who arguably is maybe the best player in Europe. And then you got Grizz, and then you got Inferno. So and then you got Summit, where you can just kind of let them run around. You got Grizz with the shotgun, you got Grizz with the Fennec, the Bison, whatever it is that he's running. I think this Hardpoint's gonna be an absolute slaughter. I'll be honest with you.
All right, I like it.
But it could be interesting. Maybe they get like 100 points or something like that. But that's being generous.
Okay, talking about Summit, I'm gonna go over the maps very fast. Okay, we're gonna start with a hardpoint on Summit. I'm actually very excited for it. Followed by an SND on Standoff. And if we're gonna get the third game, it's gonna be a Control on Slums. Firing range is banned on the side of Iceman, and on the side of Kings.
Okay, all right, well.
Okay, cool, good series.
Yeah, good series. I think this is a great map selection. I think this is a great time for Kings to come through and flex a 2-0 here. They've got arguably the best players in Europe across the board, as Zim would state. But we'll get into the action. We'll see what's going to happen. We're going to say goodbye to Deanna for the time being. We're going to go ahead and pop into our second series of the night. Zim says this should be an easy 2-0. Iceman, are you going to put up a fight for it? That is the question. Now, as we're heading over to the snowy hills and rain, shine, sleet, or snow, go ahead and add fire to that list, too. Briz said he can't be held back. He wants the smoke today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to catch it here in this first series. Very unfortunate event for Grizz, but I'm glad he's able to participate, and that's the most important thing as we see this first series or second series of the night start off. Zim, your predictions, they got to go big here, right? This should be an easy 2-0, 100 points? Maybe?
It's a 100-point club. Grizz has a KRM. It's about to get crazy, but we got Inferno posted up there with the SKS. This is not an SKS map yet. He's making it look good right there with the 2-piece on the opener. We got Grizz flanking already with the KRM. He's working up top. And another reason why this one probably won't go very far. Look at the spawn. Ayuk or whatever. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I apologize.
Oh, he's AFK.
Yeah, he's AFK. So we're actually going to have a 4v5. to start the game. I mean, Grizz is running rough shot right here. No callouts right here. Another kill there onto the green.
Damn.
And a 5-piece there to start the game for Grizz. He's already 5-0. He's got that hunter killer drone, and it's still 4 versus 5. Very unfortunate for the side of Mont. But at the other side, I mean, Grizz is coming here. I mean, his house is burning down. He's just trying to get this over with. And he's making quick work of these guys right here. But a 50-point lead for the side of, oh my God, Grizz. For the side of Kings to start it. Grizz is continuing to be on a rampage there. That's 7-0 to start before he gets traded. Somebody please get a trade on this man. But we got Rasmal on the bottom here, gatekeeping the next 2 spawns, and there you go. He left the game. It's 4v5.
Yo, this is such an L, bro. This was, I mean, I wasn't trying to hype this series up. I was just trying to, you know, find who's going to be that next Anarchy or who's going to be that next EUE. You know, we talk about underdog stories all the time here in EU, and we don't see very many of those cases come out on top. And right now, it's not going to be today, as we see Grizz just roaming the map freely. Finally, Zaka going to be able to shut him down. The 2-piece there, the 3. And surely enough, 4v5 ensues. It is going to be the advantage still in the hands of Kings, but all over this P2 site so far. Well, as soon as I say that, they get wiped, but it's been a pretty good fight so far for a 4v5. Still favoring the side of Kings.
They're going to get the back end of this scrap time here too, as well as leading the transition for that hangar area here. Honor's going to get a nice 2-piece there to go. The third's going to get traded in the con area. He's going to eat up all this 5 seconds that's left. Then safely spawn in the back to transition already into this P3. Here comes another inevitable 60. We might not even hit 75-point marker for the side of Mont with them shooting like this, but on the other side, Grizz has that purifier. He's ready to cook up a couple Mont players. There goes the Sparrow as well on the outside, and Grizz is making quick work of that. There goes the Snow Pinch now, and surely this one will be very quick.
Yeah, just in the pain, in it fast. Don't make it the slow, dragged out one. I know we're trying to, you know, get the show under the road. Grizz is having some situations at his house. Hopefully everything is all well there, as we'll send our thoughts and regards right now. Thoughts and regards here for Icemont. They got families too. Very unfortunate scenario where we see you not connected into the game. Well, he did, but he didn't. He didn't move. It was a 4v5 to start off with. And, you know, look, what could have been a great series has come down to just getting absolutely slayed out. Now, if you hadn't have disconnected, we'll be a see a different ball game. Based off of those gunfights and based off of how the trades were going already, it didn't look likely. What we will do is we'll give a little respect for both teams now as we make the rotations over to P4. Backside alley, you thought you had a free kill. Jay say he's going to get dropped, but it is Zaka who's going to be, oh, not Zaka, but Snoo's going to be able to come through and clean up Grizz, who was on a little bit of a streak, right? As we see it, Grizz going to be able to pop the Preddy. They're going to be able to get the backside spawns. And Zim, I know you were want to say this one was over before it started. We started it, and it was over even before then. So 150 to 22. This one might not even go towards a complete second set of hills based off of what we're seeing so far.
Gotta give Mont some respect for playing it through, though. No team wants to play a 4v5 like this, knowing 100% that it's going to be a loss, especially against one of the best teams in Europe. But regardless, let's actually kind of pivot a little bit and have a bigger outside discussion here. Something that I've been asking people, I've been asking some Europeans and I've been asking North Americans alike. At what point do you think, Verdict, as a caster that covers this region so much like you do, is it appropriate to start having that GOAT conversation in Europe? And a follow-up question with that: who are your leading 3 guys for that?
Or
currently?
for EU, like region-wise?
Yeah, for the greatest European right now.
Greatest European.
And when can you start really having that conversation? Because we're only 4 years in. Can you have it?
You can't. You can't have this. You can't have that conversation because they haven't performed in stage 5s. They haven't performed outside of Mobile Mayhem. They haven't performed outside of Stamina winning 3rd place and Oxygen winning 4th place in stage 5 of 2021. You can only start having those conversations and start, like, you know, regarding players, you know, and comparing them to the Tectonics or the bands when they start putting up performances like that on a consistent basis in major events. I think that this region has all the potential in the world to do great things. I think we were robbed of, you know, seeing Shark last year as well as Yaya. But they made their decision. They had to lay, you know, in that bed because that's the bed that they made. So I don't think we can even have that conversation remotely until we start to see some kind of fire out of this region that we do in regions like Latin, like we do in regions like North America. But if I had a top 3, I'd definitely have to put Raid up there as one of the most disgusting players I've seen. Hell, I've even seen Ferg react to him. They thought he was hacking at one point. I even thought he was hacking at one point. He was just cracked, bro. But
I'm talking GOAT as far as so far European accolade, like European distinguished accomplishments thus far. For me, there's only 2 people really that could contest that throne right now. I think you gotta put Narcs. Narcs has to be like on the Mount Rushmore right now. You gotta put Grizz. He's like right there with them, and they've been teammates for so long. They've won all the same tournaments. And then that third person, I'm just not sure. Like maybe you can go Veer at some point, because if it's strictly off of accolade alone, because he is a back-to-back stage 4 champ. But who else is that third person aside from these guys? Is kind of what I'm looking at. Maybe Inferno. He's also a decorated European player.
Inferno, absolutely. I think he was up there as whenever I first started casting. The first thing I heard was how great Inferno was. How he was just going to shake things up. But even in major events, I haven't seen him really perform, though. I don't want to be able to have a word in this conversation, but I feel like when we're talking about EU, it's just been, outside of that 3rd place positioning for Stamina in 2021, just upset and devastation and felt left down. Like, the lack of viewership is, a testament of what this region brings. Someone in A said there's not enough controversy in EU for it to be like, worth talking about or worth watching. My emulator did crash, so I thank God we had time to reset before I jumped into this next game. Not that, we were going to see something different out of the Search and Destroy that we just saw in the Hardpoint, even though it was 4v5. I would love to have this, be a topic and it be relevant, even if we did, say who we thought was great or was inside of that GOAT, contention. It doesn't really matter until we see some follow-up.
Yeah, it's more like a Heisman watch right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like a Heisman watch.
I need a Super Bowl here. Like, I need a team to play in the Super Bowl or the World Series or the World Cup. I mean, whatever you relate to.
Before we see him, yeah.
Yeah, before we have that conversation.
It's hard to pivot away from, honestly, it's hard to pivot away from Narcs and Grizz, because they have made it so far in the European events. Internationally, as far as Europeans go. But we'll continue to see, and we'll wait for that to kind of come up.
Oh, hey, can you open up a space for me in the room? Admins, I accidentally left the lobby. I don't know how I did that. Oh, I know how I did it. I actually just went back and there we go. I'm in. We're good. I got a lot to say on that topic, and you poked at it probably at the right time to have the discussion, because that game was not very, it was anticlimactic after seeing that 5th player disconnect. But
yeah, thing is, we might be 2 or 3 seasons out, and that's generally my answer for Europe. Not so much for North America, because we've seen North America do a little bit more internationally, but to where you can kind of have already a good idea of who's leading the. I've got like the distinguishment over there, but
I've got
Europe is tough.
Personal favorites. I've got
because
personal like thoughts of a player, what they could be and where their talent could reach, and then I'm all of a sudden just slapped in the face. I think Creed was arguably the best player in 2021 in EU, and he didn't even get a chance to play in day 2 in stage 5 of that season.
That Navi team.
And I feel like he got
who they
robbed.
got eliminated by NYSL. I'm just kidding.
All right, well, GOAT discussion's out of the question there, but I would love to see. I would love to see him back into the swing of where he once was. Absolutely. I know it's hard to get back up to the top when you've been there and you kind of just been let down so many times, and you just going through the motions. I feel like he's sadly just going through the motions, and that's a terrible thing to say, because he's such a great person in person. It was so great. I think I had more conversations with Creed than I did with, outside of Marvel and the boys over at Animus, than I did with anybody else that I met there. A great guy, down to earth, really humble. And then you see this different side of him in game where it's completely different, being. But then we go back and we see just a disappointment in the upset. And, I could see that being a reason why you don't perform up to standard. But one day, EU is going to have their time. One day. It just wasn't last year. It wasn't the year before that.
Do you ever see a world champion team coming out of this region? I think they can produce two.
Okay.
I think two teams have.
What would you have to do to see two?
Obviously not in the same year because only one team wins per year. But I think Animus, as built right now, has the best opportunity, veteran-wise, like just experience-wise, to continue to make it deep into these tournaments. They're really going to have to develop to be able to take on the North American teams across the board, as we saw that matchup, regardless of the fact that it was a lot of connection issues. The Spears gets a nice two-piece in the back there, gets traded. But we're going to have to see Animus develop a lot in that respawn mode. And that goes for the entirety of the region. I also think this team, if they really get to working hard and they don't just lean into the talent that they have, this team could be actually disgusting come time to play in Stage 5. So we'll just have to take a look. But I think easily both of these teams, Animus and Kings, could be playoff teams in a Day 2 bracket for Stage 5.
Go. It's match 2 of our third day of the series or season. Week 2, it is a 1-0 lead in favor of Kings. Already making those early conversations about what team has the most potential. I'm taking the vibes here in EU as we start to see some of this talent develop. I think Onur at one point had his stake of a claim of being pretty damn good in his time. Being picked up here by his Kings team lets you just know that he has a lot of talent, but can you deal with the player itself outside? 2 bloods coming through, not make it 3 actually, his raid's going to get dropped. It is Mont taking a early advantage, and they're going to go ahead and get this bomb plant down. We might have ourselves a ball game now. We'll see if the 2v5 retake comes through as Grizz going to be able to snipe 2 off the Eddies. I saw the 2 come through in the back alley, bro. It was gross. Onur holding his ground, but finally shut down. And it's all on Grizz. Can the shotgun mastery work? Jay says, hell no, not today. We're not getting put on a t-shirt.
Are those slugs? They look
gotta
like
be.
slugs.
Gotta be.
They look like slugs the way he's shooting them, but I'm actually checking it right now. It's not. That's just straight up bullet spread. But I mean, I guess that's why Grizz is the best shotgun, arguably, in the world. Regardless, God Inferno, he's using this MK2. What do you feel about this? Because I always see him running this. I always feel like he's trolling. But he's gonna make me eat my words right there as he knocks the guy off of the top there. That's gonna be Big Zaka there. As Raid is gonna get another one right. They're on to Snooze. He's got bombed down and he has statue control. I mean, beautiful, beautiful map control right now coming across for the side of Kings there. They've got absolutely nowhere for the other side to go as Grizz is going to miss 2 really point blank pumps there. I think the game just didn't bless him up there with a tag. But Raid's now an important engagement right there. He's going to get naded off. He'll actually save Yuke from a gunfight there against Raid with that nade. And they've got the bomb. So, sniper here for Melanson. You're going up against Inferno, who has that MK2. And Onur, who just picked up a sniper rifle. Clean control of the bomb site right here. Since we do have that sniper, you probably have to guess that we're going to be leaning an A site, but they don't know right now about Inferno pushed up on the broken wall here. Could be an important position. Bomb is in the factory area right now, and we're just trying to find where our opponents are right now on the map. They're actually going to call this back alley twist right now. This is going to be a good one.
I love it.
Inferno off on the side, but Inferno sniffing it out. He thinks he has a good idea. Maybe he heard it. He's going to see it on the cross right here. He's going to give that information to Onur, and Melanson will challenge and get ripped off the heady right there. And Onur will move to the back to pick up the catch right there. Just get a little bit of timing here. An important gunfight between Onur and Yuke, but Onur's going to win it, and he had that support over the top by Inferno. That was a really good round.
It was a
good read there from Inferno.
It was a good read from Inferno, but it was also a good read from Icemont. You're talking about like doing a little bit of scouting and intel. Like maybe it took him a little bit too long to get this wrap and get that saddle up for the back alley push. I think you give maybe a few more seconds ahead of time, and we don't get that COD timing for Inferno, and he doesn't get that kill. Scouting report is you've got back alley control by Grizz, who is just running rampant all the way through the map. He's already in the backside of the spawns as he's looking for some free kills. He's going to catch one here in Melanson. Free as freaking get. Snoo's going to be able to open up with 1, 2 for the price of 2. Looking for the third is Grizz. Trying to get something going if those are slugs. Yeah, he is.
That has to be a slug. It has to be a slug, because there's no way he'd do that if that wasn't a slug.
Oh, he's a bullet right there. Oh, boy. All right, now, Mont now down to 1. It's Onur left alone in a 1v4. Can he clutch it up for the boys as the bomb plant goes down? 44 seconds on the clock. Post-plant positioning looks pretty great. Zaka's kind of wandering in the middle of the map here, and Granny's looking for the cross. Onur's been able to slip through the backside of the seams, and Zaka's going to read it perfectly. And a good round there to bounce back on. 2 for 2 we've gone, regardless of what kind of troll loadouts we see. I've seen multiple seasons now Inferno pull out the same K2. It was first started out as a myth that he used it in ranked, and he did. And that was like the fallback story, but I think at this point it's just all for ish and giggles, right?
Absolutely, and Grizz, he is all going, absolutely no stop right there. He runs down the middle of the map. He'll smoke for himself and get a first blood to go, as him and Raid will fall there. It's a 4 versus 3 currently on the map, and we got to pay attention a little bit to Grizz and see if his route tree has expanded. My guy William Grizzington has 3 routes, and 3 routes only that surely Mont has done their homework on. Go back alley, go court, or run it down mid. So we'll actually have to see if they can convert on those first bloods and find out what exactly he's doing. That'll put him in a great advantage there. But if you can manage Grizz in that flank, you're going to do a really good job. Inferno's going to get a really nice one there, and Razmo will follow it up with another one onto the bomb. Potentially he doesn't know who it is at the moment, but Inferno with the MK2, I mean, maybe this is not a trolly thing. Maybe it's actually something that he is very, very good with. It might be, because we've seen him do this now for multiple seasons, and like I said, I just continue to think that this is troll, but...
It is. How many times have you seen an MK? It's not, but it's kind of like... Oh, I don't want to compare it to an SKS player.
It's a red dot.
No, it's a red dot. It reminds me of like an SKS niche player, right? I mean, you got a gun that is viable to some, it's comfortable, he's used it for multiple seasons, but... Let's be real. If it was that viable, wouldn't we see someone else use it? Wouldn't we see someone else abuse it? Wouldn't we see somebody else outside of a payout search and destroy and Provo showdowns actually use that weapon because they think it's an actual viable option? It's not.
Sounds like a personal shot at somebody.
Well,
who are we talking about?
I mean, it's not a personal shot, but I gotta say, dude, I watched. I got the chance to cast with Deanna over the weekend, and Raider. Have you seen him lately?
Oh, Raider! I saw his terminal clip. My guy, Raider,
he's a
was
beast,
crazy.
Bro. He's a dog.
He was.
He was nasty. I caught one of the clips, and I don't know if we actually got the clip off, but it's going to be posted to the Amplified or Mobile Mayhem Twitter at some point of him connecting a tomahawk. As long as he's played, and that's all he's ever wanted to do, is connect one of those tomahawk shots. Right now, as we're connecting shots, Raid is good for 2. The bloods are coming in. I think I saw one of the Mont players actually die by a nade to himself. I don't know. Big Zaka going to get shut down on the rotation. Melanson, not going to stand a chance. That is not a melon, homie. That is a lemon in your profile picture. Stop trolling. Oh, wait. He doesn't have the lemon picture up anymore. He's got a default one. He had a lemon one up. It was not a melon. It was a lemon. Are lemons melons?
It was a lemon.
No,
are lemons melons? I don't think so, but they're not even going to pick up the bomb. This is absolute disrespect coming out from the side of Kings. They'll leave the bomb in the site or at the attacker's spawn. We'll take a look at Inferno. They've got the lurk with the MK2 now posted up on a really nice spot to catch these cross kills. As Jay say, if he just didn't drop it, might have gotten scalped there a little bit. He'll give him a haircut right here if he gives it a peek. And Razmo right there on the other side with the PKM. Yes, surely they're trolling.
My God.
Inferno will catch another one there. But Razmo with the PKM will not make it work as Inferno gets another 2 to go. It's a 2 versus 2 right now. Onur and Inferno.
Oh!
The info. He'll catch another one there on the middle of the street. Or I'm sorry, on the tank. As the last guy is in the middle of the street. And he's going to rip him right quick off the heady. Looks like the shots are going through, and the Holger versus the MK2 Inferno will make quick work of that one. That is just... That's not
downright. Yeah,
we can't let that happen. You can't let that happen.
That's downright disrespectful, homie. Ain't no way. 10 kills on board. The MK2, it's superior, homie. It's kind of like when we see Solo using the Kilo in NA, right? I mean, it's one of those weapons that you're just like, damn, he just looks so good doing it. Right here, it's Inferno not catching a L as the gas station hit. This is not a bodega, but you can catch this MK2 on clearance in front of your face. Shutting him down. Mellison, oh, he's going to get the God tier essence of not having that aim assist connect on through the wall, right? Is 2v2 scenario. I have not left Inferno's sight, bro. He is putting on a clinic. He's dropped 12. He's leading the lobby. More importantly, he is like just devastating this Weissman team. Whatever hopes of a comeback here has long set sail. Even if they do make this one a little bit closer and win a few rounds, all we're going to talk about is that MK2 chat.
It certainly has to be enraging calling out that Inferno has an MK2 when he misses shots, and then you go to push him. Surprise, he has a shorty as well, so you can't do that either. So, certainly something that's tilt-worthy right there. As the bomb is down on B, cheeky now little lineup here. Owner will kill that player in the back right here, and it looks like Yuke has absolutely no idea what he's doing on the map right here. Didn't get the read right there onto the tractor fast enough, and when he did, he turned and got burned right there by Honor, and they're going to take a 7-2 win on Standoff Search.
All right, are we surprised based off the loadouts, the slug rounds from Grizz? He was trying to cross map, but it's the MK2 from Inferno coming through, trying to stake his claim as being the best player in EU. Verdict, why in the hell did you not just say Inferno? You know, yeah, you get to hold the L, Verdict. I'll get to take the W. As he leads the lobby and his team to success here. 12 kills on board. The MVP is going to be Raid, but come on now. What a performance from the MK2. It's not its debut here in EU, but it certainly, I mean, makes you think twice after seeing it, 4, 5, 6 times for a while, right? So, wow, what a series. I may have overstepped my boundaries, that this Weissman team has, tremendous potential to do great things. I still stand by that. I still want a sleeper team to come alive and become an underdog story. But being picked apart like that was madly disrespectful, a violation, some would say. We'll go ahead and take it back to the desk where I can already see Zim's grilling. He's cheesing as well as Deanna. That one's said and done. 2-2-0s across the board. Are we going to get to see control at EU, Deanna?
I hope so. I would lie if I would think that we would have in this matchup a third game. Obviously, when we started Kings versus Iceman, right? Iceman is a good team. We did saw them, not yesterday, 2 days ago, right? And last week, doing good, right? But they didn't went against a team as Kings. Kings have very good players. You guys know the players. We had them over. I was just checking if I'm not muted. I was like, oh no. But no, we did saw them play before, and they actually had such a good chemistry last time when we saw them too. So therefore, I was not really expecting to a third game right now, right? We did start with a hard point. It was a 4v5. Wasn't really, there's not much to say about it, to be honest. It was just King's player running around, getting the OBJ time and also getting the kills, right? Iceman couldn't really stand up, they were 4 players too, because one of them disconnected. So yeah, it was quite trouble, but I do believe even if we would had a 5v5, it would be the same outcome, maybe a little bit closer, but the same outcome. And then going into the S&D, you can clearly see Kings had a better control over the whole game. Even on defense, even on the offense, they did the same. Most of the times they went and actually get the kills, like Inferno with the MK2. I did saw Grizz with the shotgun was running around and getting the kills. So therefore, I do believe Iceman couldn't really stand a chance against them. Now without any disrespect, obviously, they are talented players, but I do believe that King's roster is slightly better than Iceman's roster.
Well, we say that, but then we also watched Enigma take a search and destroy performance off of Kings on Tuesday that they were able to smooth sweep a 2-0 fashion. Granted, there was a DQ in the hard point, but that hard point wasn't that bad. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great by any means, but they were able to capitalize on a DQ and translate that to a 2-0 victory over Kings, who I've got to say did not put their best foot forward in that search and destroy on Raid.
It was not such a big difference.
Kings got 2-0'd on Tuesday by Enigma because of somebody using a Rose Rook skin in the hard point, and then the search and destroy to follow that was an 8-6 win. Enigma is a
Who's on
Challengers
Enigma?
team. Lydia, Brixta.
Oh, that's Lydia.
And they had lost their best player, arguably, Mojito. Mojito was
Yeah.
like top frag in every game that we watched them play against in any regard. So
It says that Mojito is the sub for Zidium. Did
He
he
is.
leave and
he
join?
did.
Oh, so he left.
Yeah.
And
He left
okay,
last
that makes sense.
Thursday, and
Gotcha, that
Tuesday
makes sense.
Enigma beat Kings. Imagine.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, well, we gotta stop
Again.
trolling, Kings. we gotta start winning matches, man. We need a top 2 seed if we're wanting to have an easier time in the playoffs. So, that's crazy.
Couldn't make it up, bro. I promise. It happened.
All right. Well,
Yep.
that's crazy.
And you know, Enigma is a good team, right? But I do believe it's a little bit better than Icemont. We do have Brixta, we do have Lydia, and other couple of players who actually, played before in Mobile Mayhem, and they have good chemistry. So therefore, I do believe Enigma is slightly better than,
Very
Icemont.
well, yeah.
But we did have the second game, and we shall take a break right now. We're gonna hear the word from our sponsor, Grilla and Code Mobile, and we're gonna be right back. Hi guys, and welcome back. We sure are back after that short break, because guess what? Game number 2 was actually short too. So yeah, we are back for the third game of tonight. That's gonna be Enigma versus Zitium, and I'm asking Verdict. I was keep asking Verdict about his prediction, but now Zim, what are your predictions about this game?
This one's actually probably the one that, if we had to pick, might go to a control. We actually have good players to my eye on both teams. Probably lean Zidium a little bit. I'm looking at Jazz. He was on 117 for the longest time, but now he's here. Jazz is obviously an excellent player. We got Genius. He's a good player too. Kree, Saze, and Afer, they're very familiar with each other. They're also coming off of a stage 5 performance. So, I'm sorry, Afer is not Kree and Saze. I don't know. Saze? Was he at stage 5?
No, he wasn't.
Afer was.
Afer was.
Afer was.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's a little bit of experience there, so that could end up being a pretty solid team. Then on the other side, we've got the perennial. Some of the best female players in all of COD Mobile, Lydia and Brixta, followed up with Denisio as well, who had a really strong challenger split the last time I seen him. So I would imagine that this one may be a 2-1 for the side of God knows who, because it's going to a control. So we'll just have to see who gets defense on that one. But hopefully we get a control on this match.
Oh yeah, definitely. Verdi, can you go over the maps?
Absolutely. We're going to start this puppy off on a takeoff hardpoint, followed by a search destroy on raid. And if it does go the distance, we are going to see a control summit be the game changer for these two teams. Zidium opting to ban Hacienda, Enigma opting to get slums out of here. Well, we've seen the predictions, we heard the predictions. Deanna, I need to hear what you think. Obviously, we're all about seeing some of these teams rise up and just knock our socks off with performances. You think this Enigma team could take down a Zidium team that's pretty stacked?
I believe that. When actually I casted, right? I think I casted with you, or I was host when Lydia just made an extremely beautiful game, 55 kills on a fighting range a couple of days ago, and then combined with Brisa, she both are amazing, right? And the rest of the 3 players are very good too, right? So I do believe it's gonna be a close game. Maybe leaning a little bit towards the team, but I strongly feel that Enigma gonna have a win in this situation.
All right, well, we'll have to find out now as the players are shuffled into the lobby. Does look like we're going to get geared up for it. Sorry, I must have switched over prematurely. We're going to wave goodbye to Deanna for the time being, and we're going to go ahead and jump into the action here for this third series of the night. We're already halfway there. Zem, it's not that bad. EU is not completely horrible as some make it out to be, am I right?
EU is
It's an acquired
interesting
taste.
region, if anything else, to say the least. You never know what's going to go on in Europe, which makes it really entertaining to watch. And obviously we get the pleasure of having great matchups like these. Watching Europe ain't so bad. So let's go. We got to take off hardpoint. We got the blue team. This is going to be Zidium on the good side of that takeoff. Right above, we got Kree on the post-up spot with that SKS. We probably won't be seeing too much of this very soon, but we'll actually have to see. Maybe for the Champs Rule set, if they release it at some point, SKS gets banned. I know that's a talking point among teams and among a lot of people right now, but we'll get to see it while it lasts. Taking a look at the unique operators, we've got Kree on a I love this. We've got Kree on a claw, which makes it so that the SKS player, whoever that is actually extremely versatile when they go on ahead and they get that operator. On the other side, who's got the operator, the Annihilator? We got Afer on the Annihilator. I know he was a good Annie. On the other team, we got Lydia with the claw. We've got another strong operator user for the Annihilator on Denisio. And then we got Brix on a Vortex. So good operator spread all around the board, as we have the side of Enigma taking the early points on the P1. And they're leading this transition as well.
All right, leading the transition, leading over to the staircase. It's going to be a close, tight-knit one. Big fun gunfights won by Vat on the bottom side, but it's going to be quickly traded. Afer trying to get out for blood is going to be able to stay alive. 1 tick of health indeed. 1 player left standing here on this rotation. It's Brixta. Is going to get some help as the top side of the jump up is going to be the friend. Vat going to be able to come back through and pull some vengeance, but it's Afer who has the number. So far so good here on this rotation. It is a little bit of a contest, but it's been primarily held here for the side of Zidium now, as we start to see Spawn's kind of be a little wonky. Trying to make it across. Kree's trying to shut down anything he can get his hands on, but not much going there as the rotation's going to have to come through. The spawn site's going to have to be dipped out. Vat's going to be able to take advantage of sometime. But it's all on Etsy to hold down the fort now. 20 seconds left to go. Do you give this one up for free or do you continue to contest? Contest we choose every time. And with the reload there for Etsy, he's going to be able to add a few more shots in, but not enough to hold off. The last little bit of 10-second scrap time going to be held off. The lead collected and run away with so far here for the side of Zidium.
So far, so good for the side of Zidium, just like you said, and they're coming on this transition very, very quickly as Etsy's going to get caught out right there in the isolation. Nice first blood to lead the pace here. Already spawning the other team out onto the medical side. And with spawns in your back pocket, if you are the side of Zidium, surely the break will follow. Spawns directly correlate to big time on this hill, and they get the break to go right as the hill starts to tick time. We got more than 45 seconds of clean hard point to go as we're slaying out in the kill feed as well. Making sure we're coming back to anchor the side spawns as well. There goes Kree. That's an excellent heads up play. We'll come back for a couple kills and then go back and anchor a couple more again just to get that time. We'll cycle all those lives onto that spawn and take away time to go for it. If you are the side of Enigma, we want to get out of this this medical side spawn as quickly as possible so we don't get chained actually on P3 and P4, the big 60 hills on this takeoff. Entry kills are going to happen here for Saze. He's going to get a nice 2-piece and mission accomplished for the side of Enigma. You've actually managed to flip the spawns. You're not going to get chained at least for the very first wave onto the P4. And you now have an opportunity, if you are the side of Enigma, to get back into the game with a 60 here.
Yeah, well, it seems like, you know, the early setups don't really favor the side of oh, wait, Genius, you're shooting teammates. Ain't no way, bro. Maybe we're just trolling right here. And the early rotation over to P3, it wasn't there for the side of Zidium. They made it up by winning a few big key gunfights, and they were able to satisfy the spawns and hold off to a T. Right now, it's Denisio who's trying to go big with his operator as well as Etsy. Lydia, they're pulling out the full force. Will it pay off? It's going to need to as things kind of going down a slippery slope after that P3 site, or after that P2 site. And we'll see if it can make a turn for the best now as you've pretty much dumped the load here onto this P4. It's got to be profitable. So far, so good. 30 seconds in. They're going to be able to recoup a little bit of the deficit, but it is going to be Genius knocking on the front door. Finally shut down. Peace and Serenity on the hill for now. Not so fast, my friend. It is going to be Jazz coming through with the entry. Etsy holding down the fort, and it's a back-and-forth affair, but it has been all regrouped and regained so far. I say that in the big gunfight there for Etsy to lose, and that last little bit of scrap time is going to be given up. Still a toss-up, though, in my opinion. First set of hills down. It's about a 30-point lead. Will we see this one get extended a little bit more, Zem?
I think so right now. Enigma is in a really nice position here. They've got the top control of that red. That's one of the 3 neutral power positions for the side of P1. And then the rule of thumb, generally speaking, is going to follow a lot like the firing range. You've got control of 2 power positions, you're probably taking time. What are the power positions on this particular hill? You've got that top red, you've got that top blue, and then that third super neutral one, that window. You control 2 of them, you're probably getting time. Currently on the side of Enigma, they've got the more favored one in top red, but Kree is on the blue, not allowing the time to go uncontested. He's taking a couple kills away from them, and he's going to knock off Bat from that hill. And so far, so good for the side of Enigma. When you're in a deficit like this, you just want to make sure P1 isn't free time for the other team. And they're doing a pretty good job of not only taking time, but making sure that it's not building for the side of Zidium as well. While also leading the transition into the dome area, we've got Vat in the bottom with the Purifier. He's going to go on ahead and clear out a second one. Afer needs to turn around. He's going to get the Purifier knocked away, but the spawn is going to flip negatively for the side of Enigma, and the good side is going to follow shortly after for Zidium. We've got to find some conversion here and try to turn it into time. We need to funnel them into that mid spawn if we are the side of Enigma, and make sure that our first wave for this hill is quality.
All right, we'll see how quality the comms are now, so we're going to get geared up for our first listen, and we're going to go ahead and jump in with the team on the deficit as they have the advantage here. We'll go ahead and dive in and listen for the comms of Enigma.
Vista.
Yeah, they two visitor.
No, shit. Vista. They got it's one this way. Right, low, on the bin. I think downstairs. Bigger side. Yeah, go next. It's only 20 seconds, go next. One dead, only one, I want to hold the I believe focus hill.
Keep blue, but come
Yes,
next
stay blue,
to...
stay blue, stay blue, stay blue.
P1, P1 Ani. P1 on this. P1 Ani still.
One blue.
I got
All right, the rotation over. Etsy gives the call out. I've got blue. But then we heard the follow-up. Hey, I know you got blue, but where's the follow-up? Where can we get you to transition over? So they pick up 1 kill, and it's been them just kind of lurking in this area that kind of seems to hold off that rotation, Zim.
Absolutely, they're doing a good job in that area, but they're also winning transition, and so far so good. They're keeping themselves in the game. They didn't forfeit a lot of time on that P1 or that P2 side. And really, we just got to take a look at Bricksta just to have a little bit of a better second half right now. But you love to hop up into the comms and hear that Bricksta is still staying very active in that. She's not letting this struggle start get to her. She's still performing at a very high level, communication-wise, and that is actually going to be a very big factor in her team actually making this comeback. They've got the strong P3 spawns, so they're going to be taking big time on this P3, and if they can get a nice chain, before we know it, we'll snap our fingers, and Zidium will actually be in quite a large hole if they can get out of this. By taking that mid-rep from that medical. So we'll see these first bloods come across. The transition kills will be very important, but for now, Enigma looks like they're in a good position.
Enigma do as well. The connection over, are they going to be able to chain it? We see it, but does the side of Zidium see it? Let's go ahead and dive in for a second, listen in. Things are getting awfully close. It's going to be make or break on this P4 site as we listen in with the side of Zidium to bring it back.
One more.
Espagnolo, guys.
One more front door, pushing in.
Go.
I'm dead.
Gusta.
I go flash inside.
She's one top stairs. Vortex, trophy.
Watch out for Brad.
Police high, bro. Police high.
Support to me.
Fucking hell, how many operators you want to use on one hill?
Wait, I'm
Spawn
coming.
limits. One shot of sight.
Flash on side.
She's
P1 is scared, she's dead.
Alright,
One more. Last on the side, below the two on the stairs.
One more stairs. One more stairs.
Going.
Alright, we'll go. Go new.
Going next.
Copy 1 HP. 3 of them at least.
All right, comms there. It's, a little bit of frustration. The only question is, how many operators is it appropriate to use all in one hill?
All of them. For the 60s, P3, P4, use what you gotta use. Getting into those hills is very difficult. Not like P1, where you can actually rot up a little bit. You can actually power position your way into time. The side of Enigma is going to do an excellent job of making sure that they're using the resources that they have to make sure that those kills are going into their favor, which directly translate into time. Now, rule of thumb again for the P1. Control of 2 of these power positions equals time, as we see VAT top blue with the top red crosser there on Delicio. They're going to get that free 2-piece there, and sure as day, they're going to convert that into time. Enigma, they did exactly what they needed to do. Stay consistent in the comms, much more determined, by the way. We have to highlight that. Again, just kind of looking at Bricksta being very, very important, not letting the struggle game kind of get to her and dragging that. She was very active in those comms, and that is also leading her team in making sure that they're staying engaged. They got that P3, P4 to chain really nicely, and now they're in the lead by 30 points going into a transition here, where not only are they already leading into the dome, but they're actually getting a little bit lucky that Zidium actually is taking the diligence here to also get into this transition. They're starting to get into a position here where as soon as we cross the 200 point, Zidium is kind of going to get a little tight a little bit, and they're going to start stacking hill, which should translate directly into Enigma being able to rotate onto the next P3. So this time is going to be extremely important to make sure that it's not contested, obviously for the side of Enigma. But for Zidium, you got to clear them out, and then you got to start leading transition immediately. Zidium's going to get a couple kills to go for themselves. Operators are going to come through now. That's VAT with the purifiers. We're going to see a couple really nice kills come through, and she's got the H2O. It just seems like that operator skin has a lot more range as well. And we need to keep the score close here if we have a chance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Brilliant in-depth breakdown of what's going on inside the games, as well as the comms being very positive on the side of the Bricksta. Leading the comeback, though, it's VAT who has just been putting on a clinic. The hill time to go along with it finally shut down now, as we see Jazz come through with a little bit of hill time and hill presence for himself. A little bit of a struggle there for the side of Zidium. They started off with a little bit of a fiery start. As a matter of fact, it's all about the P3 set. With both teams kind of like leaning into this transition, it's all about the spawns who are going to have it right there. As we see it, it's Say's winning a massive gunfight. The hills popped open. Nobody able to take advantage of the time just yet. They want to make sure they do due diligence. You see Afer getting those transitional kills, but it is Lydia who's going to come through on the front side. And this might be the hit of a lifetime. Look at those spawns coming in.
Operator. The claw's out. She's gonna get one. She's potentially going to get two here, but that was just enough, that one kill, just to flip the spawn. And Brixton did all of the work there as well, staying alive in the blue. Now the Vortex is going to come out. Clean trophy systems are going to get thrown to stop that third one, but nice control so far for the side of Enigma. And they're in a really good position now. Brix is holding the back. This is going to go to a P4 at the very least.
At the very least, 20 seconds left to go. This one's not over with just yet. The connection over. This has been a pristine rotation. The second set of hills, third, looking like it might be a nice setup here to chain over to the P4 site. Lydia's got the setup. Needs to stay alive. One player making the rotation in. Kree's got some frontside support. Afer wins a massive gunfight, but he's going to double peek back into the objective for P3. Does a great job of doing so, and that might be the setup to open up this P4. Big kills coming through. Afer's going to get a waste as one kill comes in for the Annihilator. The utilization on the hill, though, it is Denicio. Last one standing. He's out. And just like that, we got a clean wipe onto the objective. It is all Zidium on the feed. Brixta finally able to get one in there, but it is Kree coming through with the paper planes. They are causing devastation here in this one. And only 25 seconds needed, 15 needed for Enigma to make the comeback. Zim, I don't know, bro. This is a toss-up. This is a flip of a coin. Based off the numbers in the hill, you've got to go with Zidium, but this one can change at any moment.
The spawns are not very clear at any point right now, but the gunfights are all just going the way of Zidium. And it looks like, unfortunately, unless we get some big gunfights coming out from the side of Enigma, and we do there goes the three-piece right there. The Sparrow will get converted as well. Now 4 is the last important kill on the backside, can create entry, but he will get taken out by Brixta. 5 more seconds left to go, just a couple more gunfights to take it to a P1 again. We're still in a very, very tight game. They're going to contest just as long as they need to. And Denicio will win a really big gunfight now for the P1. Pulling out the Annihilator, he's going to be the key player on the map right now to make sure he opens up the map for his team. He's going to choke the shot, but we got the Sparrow on the other side. Operators have been knocked off for the side of Enigma, and that's going to be it. Zidium will escape takeoff with a victory on the map 1, but I mean, you couldn't be any more worried about that. I think entirely this map comes down to one very, very crucial mistake for the side of Enigma, and that's just not paying attention to the time left on that P3. I wish that we had like a replay buffer or something like that, but something happened there that kind of led to Zidium getting that time. Zidium actually got a 3-piece, and right before the system changed, it appeared that Enigma just smashed their screen a little too fast. They spawned in just a little too fast, and they actually spawned cross-map again in the medical, and then the hill changed, whereas if they could have held that spawn, they would have spawned over by the doubles area, or whatever they call it. There's different callouts for it. The doubles, white, closer to the dome side. They would have spawned in, and you actually saw in that moment there was that spawner who spawned white, actually got the entry in, but he wasn't able to win a 1 versus 2. Had those 2 players, or 3, it might have even been 3, but it was definitely 2. Had those 2 not spawned in so quickly, they would have gotten a really nice entry, and then we could have potentially been looking at a completely different P4. You got to pay attention to the time, and you got to make sure you're spawning in at the correct point. That's advanced hardpoint, and that mistake is going to cost them the P1. The entire game. I wasn't expecting that. I was actually expecting Zidium to come out a lot stronger on that takeoff hardpoint. I mean, nevertheless, a win is a win, and you'll take those. Going into a search, though, it's hard for me to bet against Denicio, Brixta, and Lydia after seeing that map and knowing that these guys and girls have a very strong mode coming up here in the S&D, and they're playing a raid. I see clips all the time from Lydia and Brixta on this map, so it'll be a very, very entertaining one to watch.
You were jonesing as that game was closing out. I looked at the cams. You were pacing, bro. You're like, this one was a back and forth affair where I saw a little bit of momentum going in favor of Enigma, but it was Zidium who managed to just squeak into that P4 site and kind of steal those spawns as you were mentioning, and that's the kind of thing that a vetted player, that we expect a vetted player to make those adjustments on. You spawn in a little too early, you don't get the favorable towards the rotation towards that P4, and it was very unfortunate. I'm glad you were able to point that out, Kluna. I mean, I was literally watching. I was like, I don't want to show everybody on screen.
Spawned out too quick.
Yeah. I wanted that breakdown, and we got him. It was delivered. That was a hell of a matchup. Possibly one of the best maps we've got to see tonight. I mean, we've seen some pretty slaughterfest matches. We've seen some pretty stout ones. I think that first series was great, but the Search and Destroy for Animus was just too strong to take it to a game 3. And the hard point was it was brutal at first, and it just didn't let off. So I'm getting excited to see this game 2, Search and Destroy on Raid. Need to see a game 3. It's all on Brixa, Lydia, and Denicio, Zim says. We're taking a look at the best of 3, it is going to head us over to Raid that Zim had mentioned as well.
Yeah.
See a best foot forward. Can't have a slow start here for Lydia, or for Brixa. I'm sorry.
For Brixa, but if you just took a moment there and you peeked at the frags, Zidium got outslayed tremendously. And then you look at the bottom there, and Brixa was sitting at something like mid-20s and like 40-some deaths or something. If Brixa just has just a little bit better of a game, that's not a 10-point loss, and that's something that we're not going to see very much from Brixa. She's an excellent player. But regardless, we'll go into the S&D raid. They have a really, really strong grasp of how they want to play this map, a very strong team identity here. And they're going to go on ahead, and they're going to hit that B-side. Kree, I mean, he'll make me eat my words there. He'll take a really nice two-piece there on the ring, as we have Afer there making the quick work into the Zig area as well. The bomb is isolated now. Etsy's going to die in the driveway.
Oh,
or not. Etsy's going to get a two-piece before getting traded out, and now this is actually winnable. Brixa can actually make a play happen here if she could find this entry kill onto Says, and they're actually getting a little disrespectful now, running around with the boxing gloves. You don't want to be messing around with a player like Brixa. She can make you definitely pay for this. She'll pick up the bomb, maybe as well pick up a gun. We'll actually see if she could find another kill, maybe get a bomb down, or maybe get a bomb down first. This round actually becomes very, very, very winnable. Sniper in her hand, a minute left. She's got all the things that she needs to go on ahead and make a clutch happen.
Wow, 55 seconds left to go on the clock. Duos playing their parts by holding hands at the backside of the map, and that's exactly what you expect. As this is a 2v1 situation, you want to play to your advantages. Why not play with your twos? So bomb's going to go down over the B side. The reads are there. No kind of intel on where Kree or Jazz is, but surely enough, it's going to have to come now as the bomb's planted. 40 seconds on the clock. Slow rotations through. They're anticipating maybe a little bit of a laundry hole, but look at where Brix is at. I think I've seen this more in EU than I've liked, and that's for that bomb carrier, that bomb planter to kind of rotate all the way back through the driveway site. Hit's already been made on the ring site. Brixa not completely aware of what's going on just yet, and no kind of clearance onto the side effectively.
Doesn't know about the bomb.
Doesn't know about the bomb at all. It's going to get diffused. Brixa not in a great position. This is what I'm talking about. That rotation through driveway is great on a B-side plan, but there's nowhere to kind of like spectate that bomb and be in red. It's just, it's not a realistic. I want this to be a great play, but it's just not. I've seen it so many times here in EU, and I mean, I think I've seen it work one time out of like the 6 times I've seen it happen.
Yeah, you can't get eyes on that bomb side, and it's going to be very, very difficult to convert not only a kill, but also in COD Mobile, you defuse that bomb at a very, very fast rate here, as we actually have Says here flanking entirely. He's going to get a really nice two-piece there, and the last two people actually. Lydia's going to get a kill, and then Brixa will equalize it on the other side, but the bomb is down in same position. Red now bomb down. They know that Brixa in the red area. They'll get a kill on to her, and the bomb will get defused again. Surely, at this point, after losing 2 strong rounds, we're actually able to get the bomb down. You pivot away from that B site. You read that they're playing really strong on that rig. They're also playing strong in your mid. And you pivot away, you go A. And that's what's going to happen right here. They're going to get that bomb, and they're going to make sure that the utility is coming across here. Lydia is going to be in the middle of the map. Unbeknownst to her, that 2 people are running right down the middle area. Says is going to get a kill, and Kree will follow it up with a sniper rifle shot of his own. Vat will get a nice one, and that switch up is easily read by the other team, and they'll make quick work of the side of Enigma. Those little body shots are going to come out. Afer onto the... I'm not exactly sure who died there on that stairs area, but they're going to get wiped off the map, and that's a 3-0. At this point, we got to breathe. We still got 4 rounds, right? 4 rounds left in this side.
3 rounds.
Got to find just a couple of them. Okay, so 3 rounds left on this side. We got to find a couple of them. We're already done at the half of the half. see if we find a first blood here and then work a site based on the numbers that we get. Nice spread coming out from the side of Zidium. We'll see where the first blood takes us.
Well, first blood's yet to come yet. It's a conservative round here for the attack. We've seen brute force pushes through the A site. We've seen 2 very strong pushes over to the B site. Both, or all 3, actually sniffed out very well here for the defense.
Ooh,
right now, it's a 2-1-2 spread. As you got one player in Genius actually going to be able to peek through the middle of the map. It's actually going to be Say's getting dropped here on the A side. Lydia gets the opener, but it's not enough. The flank, though, look at where Jazz is at. He's still right here, rocking here on the B site, and he's going to be able to get the red control as well. As Vat is in a little bit of a compromised position, and is going to lose out on Denisio, who's going to get just absolutely destroyed by Aver. Aver's on his game today. He has not slowed down since his hard point, and look how fast they've gathered the intel and made the push on into the spawn site. 3 players left standing. Etsy, your bomb carrier in the middle of the map. Lydia's scouting for the flank on the back wrap. But look at the defense. Their approach is to back off, and that is the absolute right call because you've got someone who's lurking and found their way all the way in your spawn site. How do you deal with it? Well, you kind of relieve the pressure from the front push and go back for the backside, and there it is, Aver. Going to be able to clean that player up. The body shots to go along with it. Etsy and Vat, the attacks haven't been strong. This round does not look like it's going to be another successful one in the books for the side of Enigma, yet it's going to be Zidium completely dominating in the search and destroy so far.
I mean, that round to me is tremendously confusing. You pretty much get smashed into red. You got 2 players run roughshot over you through the mid, and then Etsy chokes a 2-piece in the zig, sees them run back into red, and then the call is to wrap back and go ring. When you have nothing but free pool control, we got the first blood on that side of the map.
Yeah.
You also had Lydia in the kitchen. You gotta take the bomb there, and once again, like we said from that standoff S&D, as we're gonna see Vat get a really nice entry frag here, turn and burn onto Jazz. A characteristic the West really struggles with is reading where they get these kills and choosing the right bomb site. They gotta get better at that if we want to be able to consistently beat Eastern teams in this game mode. But nevertheless, the bomb is actually going to go down. This time we have a successful offense for the side of Enigma. Both snipers posted back in the red. You'd like to see maybe one of those guns go back and support them. But everything is good to go right now, and Genius is just lurking about in that mid-stairs area. Doesn't know that there's somebody at the moment yet on the heady. But he's just going to crawl it down here, take an ego chow onto Denisio and almost rips him off the heady there, but that's a strong offensive round there for Enigma. We get one more, and maybe we're back in the game going into defense.
Yeah, I mean, you got to completely forget about those first 4 rounds. I mean, you don't forget about them completely because it's crucial information. It's vital as we get deeper and deeper into the search. Well, so last round on the attack here for Enigma. Barreling up for another A-side push. It worked the last round. Will it work this one? The smoke's going to be able to clear it out, but it is Denisio who gets Afer'd. My guy is just feeling himself right now. Gets bricks to dead in the water. Etsy going to be able to finally shut him down. That trying to get some shots in is going to be able to get some tags on Kree. But Lydia's going to get the shot that finished him. And now we got a 1v3. Back to where we started at. Round after round after round, the first 4 were just absolute nightmares for Enigma. Right here, if you're sitting inside of the money room, you didn't expect that to be there. On the outskirts, there was Saze who gets laced off of a nasty heady. Vat reeling it back in for the 1v2. Bombs down in the middle of the map there on towards that A site. Jazz is right here holding down the fort. Wins the gunny down the staircase in a 5-1. Needed that one to kind of relieve the pressure on the defense, but we've got one rolling onto the flips of sides. Still certainly not a comfortable position to be in if you're Enigma, but I guess it could be worse. I was uncertain when I said that. I mean, it's pretty bad right now. They got a long way to go if they want to reel this one back in.
It's definitely pretty bad right now, but you love to see that Zidium is... I mean, at this point, occasionally against the team, you reach a point where you just feel like you're better. You feel like you're winning gunfights. Maybe you shouldn't be running the winning, and you just make these calls to just aggressively take chows where perhaps the common gunfights aren't, and that's exactly what Zidium is doing. Very aggressive in the mid. They get the first blood, and then they walk right back out. Don't know exactly what Genius is doing. You got your team and the bomb cross map, solo pushing the ring by himself. If they continue to do this kind of stuff here and completely disregard the ability of Enigma to come back and convert these kills, they may find themselves losing rounds. So, we'll have to pay attention to that. But nevertheless, a 3 versus 3 here. Got a retake scenario at the moment. Somebody in money. We got a player in the bar area and one left on the site. Says is going to get taken out.
Bad.
As well as Jazz, a very strong 2-piece there. And now Kree's by himself with the SKS. Maybe we see a crazy headshot clip coming out from the other side. It's going to get killed onto Brixta. No, Brixta's, he stopped shooting. And Brixta's going to punish him for it.
Oh,
That's the round you need. That's the round you need. Maybe you convert it.
You convert it. You go back. This round kind of like blew up on in its face for 2 reasons.
Right.
Of course, you can always pin Genius saying, "Hey, I'm just getting information over at B," but he had no business being there for one. And then that just coming through with a massive 2-piece to kind of open the map up and give that player advantage. Of course, when that happened, Kree was the last one alive. This one had blown up in its face, and Enigma are right back in it. So 2-5 we go. A little bit of a conservative approach. We're going to see maybe we start to learn from the mistakes of rounds past. Well, I don't think they were mistakes. I think they were ego chows. I think they were just kind of exploiting, hey, as you mentioned, we're better than you. Well, right now, nothing says I'm better than you than, hey, I got to slow it down this round and really kind of like reel back in this one. His first blood does come through. Brixa trying to get some shots in. She does. Kree's going to be dropped yet again. Bomb has made its way over to the A site. Afer has been gold. Brixa shutting them down, though. Says is going to try and push, but the pinch, it's Etsy. It's Brixa coming through. They're going to be able to close it out there. Genius, yet again, left in a 1v-something scenario. Well, I say that. He's never been in a 1v-something scenario. Well, actually, he was. It was the first round that we saw Enigma win. This time around, it's doable, but he's got to find that first blood. There it is.
She had to hear after the first game the call out from her, from us. You got to have a better one if she wants her team to actually get ahead. And that's what you got to love about a player like this who could step up after a bad performance like that. There's lots of players that let that eat at them.
Ice.
And Brixta and Enigma are going to win a round. What was it, a 2v4? A 3v4?
Yeah.
They convert a really strong round there. And Brixta's responsible for 3 of those exit frags there to actually convert. Ultimately winning the 1v1 there and getting the round win. Now 5-3. This is among the most dangerous leads that you can have, period, in Call of Duty. Much less now we're in the 7 and the overtime split. So still a very, very dangerous position for the side of Zidium to be in. We've seen teams come back from less. But another first blood there onto Denisio into that sniper's nest area. He's going to get picked off for first blood. Vat's in a really nice position right now. Doesn't know it, but he's got a player right now here. He's going to see Says. He's going to get one and try to get lost into the middle of the map here. The bomb is down. And Vat has another important gunfight to win here against Afer. He's going to stay alive and try to see if Lydia can convert a couple. But Vat just has to try to take one with him, and that's not going to happen right now. It looks like Lydia will get one, but will get traded out. And a 6-3 deficit now for the side of Enigma. We got to be very, very careful. If I'm Enigma, I'm telling Denisio sit in the spawn, stop getting first blooded. Denisio's 2-7. We need you to stop peeking these lanes. You are not getting these first. In fact, we've been in this position before with Little B, and we're like, Little B, stop. Just Little B, stop. And Little B's like, nah. And this is probably what's happening right now with Denisio. Denisio just wants to continue to chow these, but we need to make sure we're not in the deficit at the first blood mark. As Brix is going to get one onto Afer, that's an important kill, and they'll follow up with another one onto Says. And you still got Denisio with that sniper rifle looking over the pool area as Etsy has another one onto Jazz, and now it's a 5 versus 2. Surely it's a round win for Enigma.
Oh, Kree, not going to make the mistakes of rounds past. Going to be able to find the shots to take down Brixa, reel it back into a 2v3. Trades have been made. Genius and Kree are the last player standing here to close this one out in a 2-0 fashion. Will they get the 7-3? Will we get to see a little bit more search and destroy here as Genius trying to get some shots there. Lydia has been hot after the side flip. Unfortunate for both. They're going to be able to get away with their lives. The bomb's still in the hands of Kree as he's made this rotation all the way through to the pool side. Genius has done great work of clearing out the top side of the map so far. Will he get the timing to go ahead and get the setup here as Kree is steadily making his way through? Vat going to be able to sniff him out. Vat going to be able to warn him off, but where's the follow-up here from Genius now? As we know this player's in kitchen. Vat going to walk right into his lap. Denisio pulls out the sniper, has to go for the secondary, and it prevails. Kree, last one alive. He's in the pool bar, taking a shot for everyone. This round is a nail-biter. And if he's able to pull this one off, I'll be surprised. The Gunny has not been super hot. Granted, he has 7 kills. Those kills weren't really the gunfights that, you know, I've seen him win in games past. It ain't going to be this one in this round is past. It's 6-4 to 7-3, not happening. Enigma managing to stay alive, but still a long journey to go if they want to make this search or destroy happen.
And Zidium continues to take the bulk of their gunfights in isolation, giving Enigma the opportunity to win those one-on-ones. And finally here, we're going to have a proper team push come out from Zidium here. We're going to have to highlight Denisio because on these kinds of setups, he's the one getting first blooded. We got Etsy right now in the position to get a kill. He's going to get one and get traded 1-4-1. And now Denisio in the back able to support his teammate. Just takes a look on the other side. Vat there has a kill. He's going to get another one there onto Says. And the collapse is going to come through from Lydia. Lydia will burn up onto Jazz. And now Brixta on the backside. Last player is Genius left into this 1 versus 4 position. And Brixta will kill him right there on the cross. Brixta for 12. Brixta is responding with a vengeance. And Vat's also doing a lot of the work as well right there. 10 and 8, winning a really important 2-piece there to bring this to a 6-5. One more round from Enigma. And then we go into an overtime where no team has a clear advantage when that side starts switching, but we're going to need to make sure we're not getting first blooded again. First blood is going to be extremely key on this one. And Verdict, go on ahead and let me know, who do you think is going to win this round?
Oh man, this is a tough one. I love the approach here, but it's a little too passive aggressive, right? You got 2 setting up on the backside for the flank. Obviously, the flank hasn't really been that big of a hit. And the investment of the players here is a bulk inside of this pool area, but you're not fully committing. Finally, a full commit comes through, but it's Inicio who's going to be smoked off, going to be able to get a shot off and kind of warn of what's going on. That needs to go big here as the bomb site has been the massive point of entry here onto this A site. Was able to get 2. Denisio going to be able to find 1 in A for... Here comes the gunnies, though, for Jazz. The slide peek, taking that player off is massive. Denisio able to shut down the push, though, as 2-for-2 or 2v2 style. We've got it. Says gonna be able to get some shots in, but it's Brixa getting the last laugh. 13 kills on board. Bomb is going down at A as the intel. As Genius drops, hey, Brixa's nowhere in sight. Go ahead and get this bomb plant down. Go ahead and get set up. And maybe we see this rotation through. Is the play to get back into this bar site afterwards? No, it's going to be the creep up the staircase and anticipate the rotation through the top side. Guess what? Brix is already in the pool. Halfway done the job of making this transition in with 25 seconds left to go. Could give this team a breath of fresh air to go to overtime, but it saves! It's dumpstered! Holy hell! Woo! Brixta going big here in this 12th round. And ladies and gentlemen, this one is not done. It's 6-6. It's overtime. Brixta, yet again, ice in her veins. Love to see those shots being hit.
I mean, you've got one shot in a dream there. If you're Brixta, if you miss that shot, Says is punishing you with the Krig there. Long range. He's got more bullets than you. He's got an accurate AR. Very, very difficult position, but Brixta will make that work right there. And he's going to get another one potentially onto Jazz in the back. Nope, he's back there. A little far away, but they don't know about Says again. Says is not scared at all. He's going to get into that red. Denisio's right below him.
Oh,
the Kree will go on ahead and trade it. Or get the kill for Says, rather. It appears they still don't have an idea yet that Says is still in that red, but Says surely is hearing all of this movement in the driveway and the lower red areas. Kree is going to open up another one. Important 2 kills there for the side of Zidium, and Afer will get another nade as well to follow up onto Lydia here. So we got a 2 versus 5 situation here. 2 people in the P5 garden area as Brixa certainly knows about both of them. Is going to give that information over to Vat, and Vat will trade it and probably try to leave.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
he'll kill Stays, but won't actually convert that kill onto Afer here. He's going to try to pick up the bomb site. Well, I'm sorry, the bomb actually manages to do so. If he had eyes on that, wasn't able to make a kill happen there. But it's a 2 versus 4. If Brixton messes around and gets a first blood here, now in this situation, its potential for winning the round goes up exponentially. So we'll actually have to see. Zidium is giving them the bomb site for free at the moment. Jazz, the only player up top there. You've got a switchblade, not exactly the weapon you want to be shooting down with from that position, no matter how strong the head glitches, but they're actually gonna make a mistake. I don't think
That
you
was
give
an
away
L.
this information
No.
here. Yeah, you give away the information there. You throw the smoke, and that rotation comes out fast and furious from the side of Zidium. But Bricksta's gonna open up a first blood here, and now they have a really nice position. Here comes the set.
Oh boy.
From the other side, and
Okay.
Brixton now is going to open up with one. She has the opportunity to make it happen.
Oh.
But the gun switch is actually going to come out through, and if she was actually able to get that kill and potentially maybe reposition further back into the pool, she had the bomb kind of in her sight there with the sniper rifle, and maybe there was a little bit of a way to win that round. But good round from them. Just that smoke, you didn't give yourself the time. They
No.
were rotating already before the bomb even went down.
Yeah,
So
as
we
soon
gotta-
as
we gotta be
as
careful
soon
with
as
that.
that smoke goes down, you just saw like it was like a pack of wild wolves.
They
Like,
turned
hey,
and ran, yeah.
I smell blood. It's this way. We're going this way. Denisio opened up with first blood. Bricksta quickly there to get a second. Search and Destroy has been eventful, but the defense has been just absolutely dominant for both teams. Now, what I will say is that was a much better effort. Granted, it was like similar scenario from the first 6 rounds, right? It was like a story of 1v something scenarios where players were just being picked apart. That round was no different. The execution just looked a little better, a little crisper, up until the point that smoke is thrown. Right now, it's 1 player left standing. It's 5 players left standing on the opposite side. Lydia's getting dropped. Afer's been hot here in this Search and Destroy, but not hot enough for the A's. We're going to another set of rounds, 7-7 overtime. And as we see, it's a little bit more of a progression, in my opinion, for the side of Enigma throughout this entire Search and Destroy of getting better, whereas on the opposite side, we're just seeing like just enough to get by kind of gameplay from Zidium. Is that wrong for me to say?
Absolutely not. I think Zidium has like no flow at all on offense. That's gonna get a really nice first blood onto Jazz here, and then on the other side, Enigma has a pretty good idea. They've learned what they wanted to do on offense, and now they're exploiting the space that they have found. Unfortunately for them, they are all on the site, and this is one of the worst positions you can be in post plant.
Yeah.
Get flanked very easily. You gotta try to figure out a way to get off and get one of these side controlled. It might be that top area here, but for the time being, all 4 players are on the site, and there is an opportunity here for Enigma to make the work happen.
Oh, they gotta go. It's 10 seconds left. Say's gonna be able to get the first initial. As we see, B is gonna be able to clear out one in Cubby. They all
nice.
fall. Great redemption tour here for the side of Enigma. And ladies and gentlemen, this could potentially end in this next round as the upper hand gonna go in favor of the attacking team. Enigma takes the first blood here in this set of overtime rounds. Can they close it out? As we'll see Zidium try to... I mean, you're up 5-1. You had everything in your court. You were kind of like dancing and lollygagging in the middle of the map when we flip sides, right? It's not that so much anymore, right? As we see a buckle up for the A side, hit smokes across the board. That needs to go big. Gets shut down, and A is open. 1 player up top in Denisio, who's gone big, but he's going to get taken down. Man, it does not seem as though this one could be closed out as we see Lydia finally get on board with the first blood for the side of Enigma, but Zidium has done the hard work. They've got the bomb plant. There's 35 seconds left to go on the clock. Only 2 players left standing. Make it 1. Bricks, are you good for the 1v5 or 1v4? Didn't matter. The numbers were not there. And we're tied up yet again going into another round of Search or Destroy.
Bomb spotted. Enemy has dropped the bomb.
Unfortunate for Vat to get first blooded there, and then just Denisio messing up the timing and dropping his aim and missing out on a first blood there. I don't like this call here. You've had success on the pool side, where you're gonna go right back into the eyes of Kree, who has been punishing this driveway every single time on these pushes. Genius is gonna get burned there a little bit, but Vat will actually not convert the kill, but it'll get traded, and this I didn't like at all. We know that Kree has been very, very strong in this position, and Afer is gonna get a really nice 2-piece there. I think you gotta continue to go pool. You've exploited, I think, 2 or 3 consecutive rounds in that area as Bricksta gives him a milk carton to put himself on. Bricks is on 18 right now. Certainly gonna give him 20.
Oh, gonna need
at
20.
some point. No 20 this round, but we're gonna go into another one, and we're gonna go back to a defense here for the side of Enigma. I definitely thought they would win that round if they went to the pool side, but nevertheless, Zidium, I mean, they're doing the work. Afer's holding down that mid. He's sitting at 18 right now as well. We're on 20 for both teams, and they're going to come to the ring just like the other team was. Only difference is the ring is significantly weaker for the side of Enigma, as we only have Brixta in isolation. But as I say weaker, she go on ahead and trades up a 2-piece, and I mean, kills are happening fast.
Kills are happening fast. Lydia going to get the COD timing. Genius is... Afer needs to go big here. He's going to get shut down, and now things have turned. The tides are all on favor of Genius this time around. It ain't happening. Defense prevails yet again here. And a story for the ages. 9-9. Rolling into the 19th round of this Search and Destroy. We're going to see a buckle off for an A-side hit here. As things are getting a little bit out of hand. Brix has got 20. So does Afer. Or we're going to see someone else step up. That has been a walking 2-piece at times. Needs to take down Afer as he has been menacing in each and every front. If it's not attack, it's a defense. And Kree, yet again, good for first blood. Make it 2 for Afer coming in. And the push towards the middle of the map is going to flop so far. Etsy, bomb in hand. Not a very good position for it to be in either. Genius going to collect that body. Lydia's going to be able to get the trades, but can't live on trades here. You got to coast off winning those ones. Vat going to be able to win one as well. And a little bit more doable, but still an uphill battle. 2v3, bombs down right in front of that P5 in front of Kitchen. And I don't know, man. This one's looking like it might be undoable. Vat trying to pull it back, though. Able to win a god-tier gunfight. And evens us off at 2. A minute left to go on the clock, Zim.
I mean, this was a 2v5, but they get the quick 2 trades there. Now the important gunfight on the site is going to be won by Jazz, but Vat now by himself. Surely you don't take the same exact gunfight your teammate just so horrendously lost, and that was questionable. Absolutely mega questionable. You definitely don't go back to that if you're Vat, but he does, or she does, whomever Vat is.
They do. Yeah.
and they're gonna be punished for that. But I mean, Zidium almost lost a 2 versus 5, so it's showing that Enigma is still very capable of winning these rounds. And Zidium is going back to this pool hit that has been met with varying results. Got Zidium here, Afer. The First Blood King is actually going to get killed for First Blood. Jazz will trade that onto Vat. That's been another key player for Enigma. And now we actually got to pay attention to Genius. He has the god tier timing in the back here. Nobody at all has any semblance of an idea that he is here. And he's going to pinch this entire setup while his team is flowing through. Brixta might get some really good timing here.
Nope.
But Brixta will actually not be able to find it. Now they know about Genius in the back, and here comes the turn really fast. As we say that, the other team, Zidium, aggressively uses that space and uses that attention in the laundry area to exploit the top. They're actually going to follow it up with 2 kills here as Etsy's now by himself 1 versus 3. He's going to lose the gunfight to Jazz,
tough.
and that's going to be an 11-9 victory for the side of Zidium. Another dangerous one. This one was not clear. Zidium escapes, I think, a little bit this series. I mean, at the end of the day, they made the plays to win the series, and you love to see that. But going into this series, just the way we talked about Zidium being stacked in that way, and having the veteran players from that stage 5, you got to try to win this series a little bit more comfortably. But we'll give props where it's due. They win a 2-0. It's still, regardless, Enigma is a strong team. And we love to see, again, regardless of the loss, Brixta with 20, a great response game from that hard point. So we'll have to look forward to her doing very well through the course of the future matches. Vat also giving them 19. That's really good. We don't see a lot of high frag games like this, but Vat was very key in a lot of these clutch rounds. And on the bottom there, I mean, we gotta work on that First Blood area for Denisio. Just far too many rounds that Zidium actually won were just ego chows that no business doing it. You get picked off First Blood, you put your team in a 4v5, leads to bomb down and leads to a deficit on the round. So
now, also just to add to this was a map that we saw Enigma beat Kings on in an 8-6 fashion. It didn't even go past 14 rounds for them to do so. It didn't go back and forth. It was a dominant performance. And then we get in here in the first 6 rounds. They just, granted they won one of those rounds, they look kind of lost on some of these rotations and some of these hits. Like the B side should have never been a first thought. It should have always been that A side. And surely enough, I mean, I'm not saying that changed the pace of the game. It was a hell-fought battle, but ultimately it wasn't win, so it was a losing effort. And it leads them here to the 2-0 where Zidium was able to capitalize and take the series. Now, we're going to take it back to the host desk where I know Vienna is probably like, man, what the hell did we just see? That was a long Search and Destroy matchup. But Zidium came out on top.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking, I think this was the longest S&D we had this season. I'm pretty sure. We were kind of not really going into overtime in the previous game. So yeah, I think this was, what, round 19 or 20? So yeah, it was a long S&D. It was a long S&D. Good for you guys because you managed to cast it. I hope you had a lot of fun casting it. It's very nice to casting lots of S&D. But yeah, we just started with a good harp, and then as I said, Enigma did amazing. Even if we started with like, I think a little bit lead on the side of Zitium, right? Enigma came in beat the point, right? I'm gonna just keep it very short because you guys already said everything that I needed to say, but I just want to say something too, you know. I'm joking. But yeah, we did start with a good first P1 with a good set of first kills on the side of Zitium. After that, Enigma started to get kills, starting to get early rotations, and overall they actually managed to get tied and also get comeback and a lead, right? At some point, we did had so many times Lydia actually cleaning up the spawns and managing to actually get early kills and early rotations, helping a lot the team. And overall, the whole game was very, very close. As close as I was expecting. I think it was 250 to 240, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it was a very close game as I was expecting. We did have Afer who top fragged with 47 kills. And then moving into the S&D, we started very good on the side of Zitium, but then Enigma started to pick up rounds, right, getting more kills. And definitely Brix, that was one of the players on the side of Enigma who was absolutely amazing with the sniper, picked up 20 kills herself, and many times we did saw over the S&D that there were a lot of 1v2, 1v4, 1v3 situation, right? And something that I saw is that Enigma, right, even if they had like 2-3 players live on their side, they managed to capitalize most of the time these rounds and actually getting in their favor, right? Therefore, we had a very long game, and we did had a good game on the side of Zitium, but very close, right? And we did had Afer coming in with the MVP, 21 kills, and he actually, Zitium actually won this S&D game. It was very long, again, very long.
Very long indeed. Yeah. Very long day so far. It's been, I mean, we're 2.5 hours in. It feels like we've been like live for like 3.5 hours, if I'm being honest. The good thing is we only got one more series left to go, right?
Yes.
Good or bad, I mean, it's however you looked at it.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's one more. Sorry. But yeah, we're gonna get a short break and we're gonna be ready. After we're gonna listen a word from our sponsor Gorilla and COD Mobile. So I'll be back. Hi guys, and welcome back. We did have a really short break, right? But we're here for the fourth game of tonight. That's gonna be Team Mobility versus 31ers. And well, we did found out right earlier that it's gonna be a 4v5. So therefore, verdict. Any prediction before we start?
What team has 5? That team.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
Which
it's
team
never
has
fun
5?
playing a 4v5. Casting it is probably equally as fun. Alright, and that's all I have to say about that.
I don't know. I never like to cast 4v5s. I don't know. But yeah, what about you, Zim? What do you think?
I love casting 4v5s. They're my favorite things ever. So entertaining, so unpredictable. It's actually funny because in LATAM, I don't know if you catch a lot of LATAM Mobile Mayhem, but LG played a 4v5 against one of the LATAM challenger teams, and I think they like 30-point clubbed them or something like that.
No way.
Yeah, with 4 players.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's got to be like, I mean, downright. That's worst violation I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to go back and rewatch that VOD. 4v5.
So on
bro?
odd occasion, perhaps we get a top team and they can do it, but in most cases, it's not fun.
It's fun. I don't know. Like the first 4v5 that we had today wasn't fun.
No,
It was
no,
fast.
it was
No.
fast. It was brutal. It
It
was.
also
beat down.
wasn't the entire series. Which
No.
is fair,
And even when it was a fifth, it was. I mean, the same results. It was a beatdown,
Yeah.
it was a bloodbath. It was downright devastating. Gross.
Right.
Yeah. But Verdi, can you go over the maps very fast?
Absolutely. And I just read in chat, verdict. No, I cannot sub. I will not sub in a 4v5. It's not happening. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be any better
we
than
can let
seeing
Zim
this
sub.
4v5. Right?
We'll let
Alright.
Zim sub.
Yeah. No. Don't let Peter.
I'll play on the hill.
He'll just shoot the bodies of the players who dropped. We're
Best
gonna
of
see.
VJ.
Yeah, best OBJ player. Yeah. Best body shooter of all of NA. Not happening. Standoff hardpoint to start the series off. Raid, almost like a copy pasta from the series past, minus the takeoff hardpoint. Raid, search and destroy for map number 2, and then a summit control if it does go the distance. It's a 4v5. There ain't no chance we see, a game 3 here, unless we see a DQ. I mean, it's very possible. EU is notorious for it, but God, I hope not. Hacienda band as well as firing range. We're gonna get fired up for our 4th and final series of the night. I don't know how much more left in the tank I've got. Zim, you got anything in that fridge that could save us?
No.
Oh, God, that doesn't make me
Oh.
feel any better.
Oh wait, maybe.
Okay.
Hold up. I got a bottle of bubbly.
Bottle bubbly.
We got-
Oh,
we
bottle
got
of
the
bubbly.
Gato Negro red
Oh
velvet
my
wine.
God.
I got that up in there, but that's not probably saving you. That's saving me in this 4v5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna say adios to Deanna as we'll be joined back by her. So it's not just the end of the run yet. The series is starting off, and it could be a devastating, gruesome 4v5 here. We'll see if TMGG can make some kind of miracle happen. Right now, it's all about the bodies on the hill. Bibble's going to get dropped. Zorky's going to get one, but, I mean, the numbers, they're not favoring you at any cost. Is there a way that you can reel it back in? I'm seeing General Gore's kind of AFK, so maybe we see an even 4v4 matchup. The way COD Mobile should be played? Winky face?
Hopefully, that would be very honorable of them, but Europe, they're gonna take their points. But we got Patron on the other team. That's mobility. He's got three kills ready to go for himself, and not too long ago, my guy Patron was getting flamed a little bit by the new gens. It seems like people have forgotten about Patron being one of the top players in Europe. As we have Aether right now on a 5 combo right now, and Patron is not letting this hill go for free. So we got Datetail here. He's going to get the kills, and for the time being, the 4v5 is actually going in the favor of mobility. You really got to think if they have 5 players, what the first hill would actually be looking like. As we got Zorky on the other side making it work. Patron with the Annihilator, and the rotation's going to come clean inside the hill. Patron has an entry frag there, and for the time being, the 4v5 is actually interesting. They're not letting it go for free.
No, they're not. It's 20-point deficit right here, the contest. You might be able to get the numbers on the hill, but you can't win the gunfights to save your life. 5 players on 31ers, not better than the 4 that are here in this standoff hardpoint for the side of TMGG. They're making it work for the time being, but for how much longer can we see this one prevail? 34-11. Contest is still in favor. And Aether trying to keep the dreams alive of making this game reasonable and doable for the Sense. But are we just prolonging the inevitable? The waves of players that come crashing through here in the factory site is going to have the side of 31ers with a little bit of dominance here towards the latter half of this objective, but it's been a feisty one so far for TMGG. They have yet to give up. Freddy coming through for Aether as he has been cooking first to double digits in all the lobby, but there's 2 homies right here next to him in Daytel and Patron who's going to win a massive gunfight on the back alley. And they open those floodgates towards the front now as the spawn's going to be locked down, but will they be able to get this break, Sam? Fibble.
I think it's possible here,
handle.
but for the time being, Aether does have the Vortex to go for the side of Mobility. He's going to Vortex himself off, and he has one more shot left. That's going to cook one right there in General Gore's on the bottom here. No operators for the other side, but since that good start happened for the side of Mobility, they're going to get the first draw on these operators, and that Annihilator is actually going to fall through a little bit. But we got the Purifier going on into the hill. That's going to get gunned right there by General Gore, and Aether's going to be racing into the back area here to try to get a couple entry frags. But that first wave is actually going to go down here. Mobility is starting to slow down just a little bit. They didn't get that wave to convert early enough. 2 kills for the side of Mobility, but there's always the disadvantage of having 1 extra man to deal with. A lot of the times we just don't have the bullets to deal with it before we have to reload.
Yeah, we should just give them like
gonna go through.
We should just give them like infinite ammo options, right? I mean, for this game. I mean, to make it fair. No, they had their fair shot. They had their fair shot. They had plenty of time to present 5th player. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, hey, we just didn't have a 5th. That's what it boils down to right now. Numbers prevailing finally here, as the lead's going to be exponential in favor of the 31ers. Only then now going to be able to pop out the Pred missile. Is going to be able to find one with it, I think. I don't know. I couldn't tell. The feed was kind of sloppy. It was blue all across the feed. Kind of got lost in translation, but this lead's not going to get lost. It's going to be a lockdown here in Marketplace. TMGG put up a hell of a fight in the first 3 hills. This 4th one doesn't look like they're going to be able to get this break. 30 seconds left to go. Still plenty of time to scrap for big guns being brought to the table by Zorky, but it's still not enough. Brute force push, not happening. Strategic push, not happening. Operators, not working. It's 5 players that are better than 4 in this instance, and 31ers, they're not getting caught lacking this game, I promise you that.
And that's really just what it is. I mean, we open up the scoreboard. We got Aether at 17 and 10. Daytel was 16 and 16. So they're about even there. Zorky's only -3. Patron started off really hot, but he's cooled down a little bit. It really is just that extra man kind of down situation happening negatively for the side of Mobility, but we're right back to a P1 where they were successful before. We're gonna get the turn and burn from Aether onto that other player there only then. I'm sorry, Legacy on Trovo. Not to be confused with the North American Legacy, totally different I would assume.
Oh, completely different, I hope. Maybe.
Completely different? I hope so too.
Hey, whatever he does in his spare, he says he's got a day job now. And is this his day job? If it is, I mean, homie,
European
I think
mobile mayhem player?
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's his day job.
Yeah, you're waking up at 4 a.m. to do this? Smash on kids in 5v4s? Okay, we'll take it. Man, a tremendous character too, bro. I got a chance to share a house with him while we were in Raleigh. Man, we stood up all night.
He's the man, dude.
Yeah, he's the go, bro. Absolute, just a fun time. You want anything to do with like personality? It's all over Legacy in NA. I don't think anybody comes close. He's by far one of the just easiest to get along with people that I've ran across. And right now, this TMGG team is not easy to come across this hardpoint objective. They've been able to put up 63, which is twice as much as that Latam team that you were referring to in the Challengers. But, I mean, at the end of the day, an L's an L, right?
An L is an L. Currently, we're sitting at -100 points for the side of Mobility, but they've got a little wave here potentially to maybe break it through. I'd say if we get across 100 for the side of Mobility, that's a win in a 4v5. But claw coming out for the side of Fibble. Fed as well there to go for Nutella, and the claw will do work over here in the farm side. He's gonna be wasting the ammo a little bit, not before he gets 2 kills there. And yeah, we're crossing the 200 point mark right now for the side of 31er.
31er.
And 31er, and it looks like this one's probably gonna be over. They got the rotation as well for the blue side. That's another 60 heal. We got an Annihilator inside the new hill. He's already dropping a trophy system. He's posted up, ready for the kills to come to him in the middle of the map there, but they're about to cross 200 right here at the back end of this intermission. First wave to go. I'm gonna look for an entry kill here for Daytail. It's gonna get into the hill. Purifier popped.
Oh,
And it
walks
looks
right,
like-
yeah.
Yep, this one's done.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 50 seconds left to go here. 31ers trying to shut this one down. We were going to do comm listens, but, I mean, let's be real, chat. It's a 5v4. Do we need to hear calls or comms for a team that's... I'm not saying they're getting gifted a game, but they are getting gifted a series. I mean, they're still having to work for it, but there's nothing that could be that intense in a 4v5 other than, hey, I just lost this gunfight. I'm pissed. Or, hey, you know what? Yeah, I could just imagine that the comms are not as fruitful, if I could say so. It's a 4v5. You know where they're at. Spawning right there. Aether gonna get a nade shot, but he is gonna get taken down by the paper plane of the Hunter Killer drone. As we head on over, the contest was there. It's gonna lead us to a P4 a second time around, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's done. 244 to 69. Not gonna break that 100-point club. I'm sorry, Zeb. No W's here for this 4v5. No love lost either.
No love lost. It is what it is, but the Gravity Vortex will still go on ahead and continue to try. Won't be able to answer you on time. That is going to be a 250 for the side of 31er. They're going to take the 1-0 map series advantage.
All right. Well, there's not much to say about this one. It's the 5 players that prevailed in 31ers, and TMGG couldn't produce a 5th. They have to suffer the consequences. I'm glad that they didn't forfeit this one altogether. They played it out. And that's what I can appreciate about this team. Right? I mean, you look at it, they put up a hell of a fight. They put up some pretty good shots in the first set of hills. It was close as we got into, that P4, but then that's when things kind of just started to spiral out of control. I saw the KD start to drop. I saw the hill time also start to drop. They were begging for some scrap time. Even then, it was a contest at the very least, or at the very most. 250 to 69, Legacy on Trovo. Legacy, let me find out you have a part-time job playing in EU Mobile Mayhem. I know for a fact this isn't him, but, I mean, it's just a funny thought. I mean, I actually kind of now got to consider. I'm going to need to see pictures of him at his actual site to believe that this is not him.
We've never seen both of these Legacies in the same place.
No, we haven't. We have not. And this is Legacy on Trovo. So, I mean... Legacy
is on Trovo.
Hey,
is on Trovo.
Hey, I'm sold. You didn't have to say much. It's definitely Legacy.
I'm actually going to look ahead at the moment. Look beyond this matchup just for a second and look over to the matchups on the 7th. Looking at that schedule, that looks like a good day. We got 31er against Ducks. Get to see a lot more of Creed and Inferno. We got Zidium. Oh, I'm sorry. Inferno's not on that team. I keep thinking of Nova. Creed and Faints on Ducks. Then we got Zidium versus Kings on the 7th. That's match 2. That's going to be a banger. We'll have a little bit of an intermission. And then we'll have Void versus Mobility. Don't know much about Void. Is that a challenger team?
That was a team that took Sonic Club's place when they disbanded.
Gotcha. And then we got 117 and Animus. So that'll be a really, really good day.
That's
looking forward into that, though.
Oh, that's
looking forward into that, though. What do you think? What do you think that 117 team is going to look like without Jazz? Have you seen them play without Jazz?
Dude, they played all season long without Jazz. They look like an unstoppable force. They look unbeatable. They don't quite look as good. No, I'm not even gonna compare them to anybody today. They look great. They're one of the teams that didn't change much outside of picking up Saturns and dropping. Or not dropping, but
there's
Jazz
a guy
leaving.
on that team that's like weird, right? Not weird, the guy, but you looked at it and you were like kind of like what? Oh, Darox. That's the guy.
Oh yeah.
So that strikes me as a strange pickup on that roster. Kind of like, I don't want to say like balance on Animus, but yeah, the Darox one on that team is strange because I don't think he's a Spanish player, is it?
No, he's not.
As a matter of fact, makes sense to me on that roster.
He did, and they picked up Saturns, who also speaks Spanish.
Of course, yes. That is,
And now
yeah.
the comms are completely in English, and it's throwing me off. They are no longer the Spanish connection.
Because of the guy
Because
that
of-
not
yeah.
speaking Spanish.
Yeah,
That's just weird.
that is. It is, and you could tell. When we did our first listening, it was all Spanish. And the second series that we did for them on Tuesday, I started to hear a lot more English, and Gil was like, "I'm just not a fan of this, bro. I'm sorry, I'm just not." Just like we're not a fan of this 4v5. This is, I mean, we're trying to be as gracious as we possibly can, but let's be real. Like,
We know what it is.
we know what you know what it is.
General Gore is going to get a nice kill there. On to the 5 versus 3 now entry. And first blood in a 4v5 is actually incredibly oppressive there. It would go normally into a 4v5, but then it's 3 because they're already down that extra man there. And now with a 3 versus 2 and the bomb going down, tough ass to get Daytel and Zorky to try to win a round on this one. I'd be surprised if they won one. Raid. You get first blooded, 3v5, it's a raid, bomb down. Guess it'd be a little difficult here, but Zorky's not going to stop trying. There goes the smoke out, but he's getting flanked by General Gore. He's going to see him there in the pillar area, not going to convert the kill. He's going to try to flank it as well. Got Legacy posted up on the palm tree area with Fibble. Right over top with the AR, he's going to get a nice kill onto Daytel there. Never mind, he's going to get fried actually by Daytel.
Oh boy, Zorky
The
gonna
last man alive, it's General Gore.
Zorky was able to beam one as well. Daytel coming through with a combo. He's actually gonna get the defuse off. No, he doesn't. Oh. Unfortunate timing. I thought he completed the defuse. I was like, oh, that would have been wild. Unfortunately, now 5v4 chat, if you don't know how it works, there's one extra player. That one extra player goes a mile away, you know, a mile in an instance like this where it comes down to a 1v1 when it could have been, you know, a 1-0. And you've got the round, you got the defuse easy. Aether opens up a first blood to even things up, but it's only then we see only then come through with a trade. So player advantage back in the hands of nobody, because I just saw Daytel going to be able to find one too. So a little shaky here. Team GG giving them a run for the money. Not necessarily the fight that we anticipate, but look at the defense. They made their way all the way into the spawn sites. They've cleared out all of red, and this bomb has yet to go down yet. This is a little bit of uncertainty, in my opinion, for the 31ers.
There goes General Gore. He's going to get a nice one with the sniper rifle there. And surely when you see the kills are coming from your flank here, maybe wrap the bomb off the site a little bit earlier, but Zorky's got a nice one. Opportunity for 2, he's going to take it. Now it's just Zorky versus Legacy. Zorky still has to regenerate, but he's going to take that gunfight before he's fully healed and rip him off the heady. And Zorky's going to win a 1v3 there. That's
not Legacy on Trovo, bro.
That's not Legacy.
That's not Legacy.
Legacy
would have clutched that one. Legacy would not have lost that
gunfight.
gunfight. I'm sorry. Okay, this is Legacy. This is the Legacy on Trovo. This is not the Legacy on Trovo. Oh boy, we've just we made EU a meme today. Patron. Oh my God, Legacy coming through with a Koshka. Maybe should have had that one out in the play. Is the CBR not necessarily your friend? Aether says it's not. Unfortunately for Aether, is he's going to be sent into the next round. Is 3-1 lead still in the hands of 31ers, but a hell of a clutch there for Zorky, man. How do you win that one? How does Legacy lose that one? More importantly,
that's skill diff. That's supreme gaming chair diff right there. You gotta say that Zorky.
I bet you he's got a refrigerator in his gaming room too.
He's got a mini fridge right in the back. Yes. He's leaning into it. But we're gonna see Legacy on Trovo on the backside. He's gonna miss a very easy snipe there out to Daytel. He'll miss the second one as well, and Daytel will get lost on the map. The bomb is going down. It's actually a 3 versus 3 again. Legacy on the heady, but Daytel will not allow him to sit here for free. He's got the Krig. It's gonna rip him off of it, and that is most certainly not Legacy on Trovo. But we got Fibble coming out of the bar. He's got that default Krig with the red dot on it. He's gonna rip a kill there. And Patron X now has an idea that he's in the bar.
Oh man.
Patron's got a Krig of his own. He's gonna hit him with the baseball bat or whatever that is. What is that? The katana.
Katana. Yeah.
And he'll get a kill and they'll take another round.
There we go. Look, I know people say, hey, look, the most, you know, the closest matches you'll see in a 4v5 are got to be the hard points. No, I feel like Search or Destroy is a little bit more doable. I mean, there are some teams that practice being at a disadvantage, right? I mean, sometimes don't have the players to play for a scrim, or do you just find someone else that doesn't really play with you as a sub and just say, hey, we'll deal with it? Not in search or destroy. So I feel like the strats could still be there in a 4v5, right? I feel like the plays could still be there. You just got to count your kills, and you got to know what you're doing. Patron is doing whatever he can right now. I mean, he's skated all the way across. Is getting some shots in as he took down one. He's looking for the second. Legacy and Fibble now left alone. They have the player disadvantage. And it's a time for mobility to actually strike as the kettle is hot. And this 31ers team kind of getting exposed here to Search or Destroy.
It's just a little bit better at the moment, given that they're playing every single round with a man deficit here. You gotta scratch your head a little bit as Patron gets another katana kill onto Fibble. Same exact player as the previous round, he gets a kill onto him. I mean, to die in that way again is a little embarrassing, but going back to it, gotta scratch your head a little bit seeing mobility play like this man down and then see them at stretches in that hard point on standoff. Gotta make you think maybe if they had the 5 players that this would be leading towards that side of mobility, as they're gonna get a really nice entry here. They're gonna do it on ring too. Very difficult bomb site to hit like this. They'll clean both off of those clean positions, and Daytel will get another one as well.
Oh boy.
Nutella will get ripped in the middle of the map, and that's a 3 versus 1 here for Legacy on Trovo. He's got that sniper in hand, but a cheeky spot here out of Zorky. Nowhere for Legacy to go. He's gonna have to kill Daytel here. He will. He's got a 1v2 opportunity.
1v2, 28 on the clock. 2 players left standing. One on the interior, one on the exterior of ring. Aether's got a cheeky spot, but so does Zorky. They are begging for him to go outside. There it is, the exposure. Just enough for Zorky to put the shots in. And we've got a lead in favor of Team Mobility. We were thinking this one was going to be a clean 2-0. Right now, it is looking like a little bit of a... I mean, are we trolling here, 31ers, bro? There's no way you're just going to give this 4v5 away in this series, not be a 2-0, 20-point in your pocket kind of ordeal, right? This ain't happening. This isn't like a reality. Nutella gonna be split wide open. Detail gets the brute force push in. This bomb's going down ASAP, homie. Rocky rotation there for Legacy. He gets out. Only Then's out as well. Gore and Fibble trying to reel it back in. This is very tippable here from TMGG. We'll see if they can make it a GG now, as they've done a lot of work here to get this bomb down. And the defense looks like it's pretty set up. Look at the 2 inside of Kitchen. These guys just, I mean, you don't see these kind of pushes in 5v5s, bro.
I mean, they have nothing to lose. They're already playing down a man, so why not play absolutely aggressively, as General Gore will turn and burn onto Aether. But yeah, like you're saying, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Maybe it is just the fact that they expect to lose, and they got nothing to lose in this 4 versus 5, but they're finding themselves at the moment now in a 5-3 round advantage. So maybe the idea starts to shift a little bit, or do they continue to go on with what has been working so far? A very aggressive push now into the ring. We're gonna have a first blood here, opportunity onto Fibble.
Damn.
He's gonna get the kill and convert another one onto General Gore as well. And these ring hits from the side of mobility are fast. They're strong, and they're decisive. Got another round right here now. Finally, a man advantage for the side of 31er. First time we've probably seen it in a while. And initially, when we were watching this, we were like, yeah, okay, maybe mobility wins the defensive rounds, but now they're doing it on offense too. He's going to get a nice kill there onto that player right here. He's going to catch another one here, but Legacy will convert it. And there goes both of those. 31er will clean that up and defuse the bomb.
We need team kills allowed in COD Mobile, just for instances
Friendly
like
fire?
this. Yeah, friendly fire. We need that enabled ASAP. I don't know why. I just want to see someone like drop to team shots, and you know, we see a little bit more of a strategic shooting involved in Call of Duty Mobile. I mean, anybody can make that happen. Anybody. I don't think it's an option in the spectator client, so it's got to be something over at Activision. Right now, it's the hits through. First blood in. It's only to be traded, but it's Aether there to get the trades as well. So 2 for 2. As we see the man advantage disappear here for the side of 31ers. Not so fast. It's down to Zorky. 1v2. Minute 30 on the clock. Bomb is in his hands, and that's the only thing he's got going for him. Oh boy, I think Nutella might... He's clueless. Never mind. Zorky's going to be able to get away clean bandit style. You peek the angle. Legacy wins the gunfight, and it's about time. First 2 rounds was kind of a mockery. Right now, it's, hey, you got to put up or shut up. Can't go down. We can't see a game 3 here. I don't want to cast a 4v5 in a control. I'm sorry. I don't know if I have it in me to do another game in this series. And that's just me being real.
Hey, look across the board at the moment. It looks like it's possible. We got even contributions for everybody on the side of mobility. Sitting at just about 10 for the team. But a first blood finally comes out for the side of 31er. There goes a second blood. Now it's a 5 versus 2. That's going to get equalized a little bit. Now it's a 4 versus 2. We got Zorky prowling in the middle here, but he's going to get picked up by Fibble. And now it's just Zorky left in a 1 versus 4 situation. 31er will look to take this round here, but Zorky, he's got a smoke in his pocket. He's got that CBR Latisse skin in hand with that Skulker on. A lot of strafe speed, a lot of gunfight prowess. If he can get single isolated gunfights, maybe. It's possible he'll pick up that DLQ just to be a little flexible. And we're looking around right now. Doesn't know that somebody is in the money window here. But General Gore will kill him from the sniper's nest as the money window peels out. And that's a round win for General Gore and 31er.
Okay, well, it's map point, aka match point. You've got the player advantage, finish them. Team mobility. Still on the rise here in the search and destroy. As a matter of fact, that hard point looked pretty promising after, a little bit of time, but time is, certainly something they didn't collect too much of in the hard point to close that gap. Fortunate set of scenarios, but it's unfortunate. You got to play it out now. Is the hit through the A site? Is it a trap? Is it a setup? Daytail finding one, but the boxing gloves come out for Nutella. Zorky gets the plant down, but he's all on his own. 40 seconds left to go. Here comes the conversion. Score going to be suited for the last kill. Now, I know we're not body shooting. It's a 5v4. All right, it's done. Thank God. 7-5. No overtime here, ladies and gentlemen. 31er is going to get to 20 points for this series in the 2-0. Not much to say after that.
No. But that's it. That's the 2-0 on the series. 31er will take a clean 20 points. Maybe not clean. Maybe a little stained. But it's okay.
Yeah.
They'll take the 20 points and they'll get up on the standings. They've got a rough task ahead of them, because if I just take a look at the next match that they're actually gonna have, that next team might make them pay. That's gonna be the Duck team. That's gonna be Creed and Faints in the crew.
Mighty Ducks.
They play them first match, so if they don't get their stuff together, they're gonna find themselves getting bullied by that team in the next matchup. But that'll be it for the day as far as the matchups go. Looking forward again on to the 7th. We've got 31er with Ducks. We got CODM and Kings, a good matchup there. 117 and Animus, that'll be a great one. And then Void and Mobility, and hopefully maybe we get to see Mobility with 5. So stuff to look forward to.
A lot to look forward to as we're gonna close out the night. We're gonna bring Deanna back in to get those final words of thought. 5v4 style. There's no way we get a game 3. Thank God we did, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if I gotta get something to eat. Like I literally. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't in the space to cast a 5v4 for a third game. It just wasn't in me. I'm sorry. All right, Chad.
As I said, generally, I don't like casting 4v5. It's like very, props to like Team Mobility that came and didn't forfeit, right? But still, 4v5, it's very, very hard. You guys saw the hardpoint was devastating, right? They ended up losing 250 to 69, right? They had a good start, I could say, and then they picked up a couple of scrap time all over, but playing 4v5, it's very, very hard. And then in the SND, actually, I was surprised that they actually lost 5 to 7. It was quite close, and having just 4 people, that maybe shows that 31ers should play a little bit more SND, because almost losing, they kept it close, right? Team Mobility was there 5, they took 5 rounds, right? So yeah, maybe some improvement in the SND, but yeah, overall it was a fast matchup. I was expecting a fast matchup, and yeah, I don't have much to say about this 4v5, but hopefully next time when we're gonna see both teams Team Mobility, they're gonna have a 5th player, right? Because 45s are not fun. But yeah, Verdi, can you go over the standings very fast? before.
So freaking lootly. We'll take a look at it. We got three-way tie for first place. 117, Animus, and Kings rising above the competition with 40 points so far. Don't really have an understanding of who is going to be the #1 team in EU right now. Stats would say Animus, but then you've also got to make an argument about that 117 team. They look damn good. Kings, they're not undefeated, okay? They took an L on Tuesday, and so they have a little bit of, you know, cleaning up to do, I'd still say, but a lot of potential and a lot of upward mobility, in my opinion. Ice not going to be able to find a point off of that. They played against Kings, right? They did not look good in either the search or the hard point, which, I mean, was reasonable. The hard point was a 4v5, and nobody likes 4v5. But they're still going to be in that 4th place seed. 31ers with 25, as well as Zidian with 20 to wrap up the top 6. Enigma with 20, as well as FA Ducks, so it's a three-way tie. Void and Team Mobility yet to get on points, but they are on with some points, but there are still plenty of season left. As Zim has already mentioned, Tuesday's going to be a banger. I'm looking forward to it. What matchup do you look forward to the most, Deanna?
I don't schedule. Let me see very fast. Tuesday. It's gonna be 117 not found versus Animals.
There we go. It's a highlight. It's a last match for a reason. Gives us something to look forward to.
Yes, definitely. Yes. I can't wait, but usually we have a very good broadcast here, you know, great games. Every time we actually had great games, so therefore I'm looking forward to see all of the teams playing, you know, because it's a new season and new opportunities, roster changes, so, you know, anything can happen in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, well, if you guys have anything else to add, I would want to thank you, Zim, that came in and co-casted with Verdict. Obviously, it was a pleasure. I was so amazed actually hearing you co-cast. I think I heard you once, but like right now it was so good. Like I wish I could co-cast as you because you're actually amazing, and it was just a pleasure hearing you co-cast with Verdict. But yeah, thank you for being here with us, guys. I really do appreciate you all, and this is everything that I wanted to say.
Well, we're going to get geared up for a raid. Thank you again, Zim. We're going to hear a word from Call of Duty Mobile on the way out. Make sure you tune in tonight as we're going to be back live. I am, at least for North America. Should be fun and eventful. As I took a look at the schedule, it looks pretty tough. Hopefully it'll put up some pretty decent bangers. I think Seminole versus 11E, is that right? Zim, is that who?
That's right.
Okay, so that is definitely going to be the highlight match. I can't wait as we look forward to that one tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us then. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye!